Hello everyone and welcome back to the chaos. Today is March 14th, 2026 and I am just making sure that we are actually streaming to YouTube. Yeah, we are, baby. Whoa, mute myself. Post the links and then we're gonna dive right into it. We've got some new fabrics right here. I'm not doing face cam tonight because I don't want to block the fabrics. And excuses, I guess, right? So, okay. Let's see here. Me, myself, and I. Home. Share. Copy. And this will be going up as a actual video here. All right. There we go. Yeah, so this will be going up as an actual video as well later on, because that's what we do here. Well, or try to do here. Anyway, actually, I was going to start with the tools because we got some super useful things. It's kind of a little more boring part of it sometimes. But, yeah, let's get these done. Oh, I forgot to grab the stuff from Natsumi. I'm going to go grab... I'll do that after we do tools. Anyway, I was chatting about how I was going to potentially get a grip rotary cutter. And yeah, this ended up being far less expensive in Japan than here. Now, I did go to like a wholesale shop and you have to have a membership, which cost me a whole 100 yen, which is about, I don't know, right now. Ooh, it's actually like even got a... Oh, and then you have to like pop... Okay, I really like that. So it's locked as long as this button is locked. And like how much... Yeah, and if it just kind of drops off the table, it's not going to like... Yeah, it takes quite a bit of effort to get that to open. Okay, cool. But I like the fact, yeah, so it's got like a push button lock. Excellent. Okay, cool. So like compared to my current rotary cutter, and also probably far more ergonomic because that'll actually fit my hand while I'm cutting versus this, which is just basically a straight stick. This, however, was my first rotary cutter. Yay. So, and like, we'll always keep tools around. It is, that first rotary cutter is actually quite a bit heavier. I wonder if that's going to impact cutting or not now that I compare the two, but whatever. All right. And then in less exciting stuff, we got some more marking pens, or choco, what is this actually called? Chocolina pen. So the chalk tiki pens. So I got blue, which is new to me. I got a refill for the yellow and a refill for the pink because I find those are the colors we use the most, are the yellow and pink. I got the blue just to see if we prefer it or not. I don't know yet. Obviously, I haven't done much work downstairs since I got home. I'm just recovering from the jet lag, y'all. Holy fuck, it was brutal this time. Then we've got these guys, which are the air erasable pens. They only had 3 when I was there, but that's fine. I'm actually heading back in October, so I can get the big order from Natsumi, and I'll make a supply run then too, because I was dumb and didn't think to actually like look at the price of rotary cutter blades while I was there, because I did find them for $2.50 a piece later on at Yodobashi Camera. But anyway, Soul Line marker, area erasing markers, and I'm pretty sure this is about the same amount as what I had last time. I think I only had 3 or 4, and they lasted me like since November 2023. So 2.5 years or something like that. Anyway, we're just going through the tools right now, guys. And then we're going to dive into the fabrics. I figured this was a good opportunity to kind of let people like come in and stuff like that. We got a 60 cm, 60 centimeter metric ruler. I don't use metric measurements very often, but when I do, this is going to make it way easier. This isn't a brand I recognize. It's Kawaguchi. So I'm assuming that it is it's a Japanese brand, but it's got a little beveled edge right here, which is nice. And then like degree markings, and it's frosted, which is actually kind of nice as well. It'll be easier to actually read this. And realistically, when I'm going in to do centimeter markings and cutting, I don't need to really see the print. And even then, you're still able to see it through the actual, like, yeah, actually that works quite well. Okay, cool. Yes, I can get these in Canada, but the problem is that even off Amazon, they're not very, like, they're not super accessible and they're not super cheap. This was not super cheap either, but this was easy to pack in my luggage, 60 cm sort of thing. Anyway, so if you missed it, I also got a squeeze blade, whatever the hell you want to, I don't actually know what these are called in English. I don't know. Squeeze blade. Rotary cutter, because I've started hearing the horror stories about these blades being left open, and I do know that that has been something that I've cut myself on before, and I'm like, let's avert some disaster proactively, hopefully, because cutting yourself with your rotary blade is like, I don't want to say as bad as childbirth because I had an epidural, but like, it's like a paper cut on steroids. I would put it more painful than a cardboard cut even. Anyway, this one's got like even like the lock here, and then it'll be super nice to go here. And about 1/3 of the price of Canada. So that's why I was like, hell yeah, we're picking it up. And then the coup d'etat right now this is actually a sashiko tool for embroidery. This clamp goes on your table, and then this holds your, oh my goodness, you're not gonna be able to see that very well. Anyway, this holds your fabric. It's a little clamp, and then you can like make the fabric taut. And I've been thinking about this for processing sheets, like the good, like upcycling fabric, and shirts. So what I can do now is I just basically clamp whatever part I'm cutting up or through, and this provides the tautness that I can still do with my hands, but this tool makes it way easier. So this little clamp comes separate from this. It's a this is the packaging. It's a clover tool. It's kanji kuke. Kakehari to isho ni. Okay, yeah, so the clamp thing is the kakehari. Kakehari. This little guy. This is kakehari. And then this is whatever that kanji is. Sorry, y'all. It's like, can you read that? It's like, yes, nani nani kuke nani. I think that's actually the kanji for machine. Anyway, so you're supposed to use it for like sashiko and stuff like that. That's the idea of it. But as I mentioned, it works really well for holding tension on the shirts and stuff like that when we're upcycling them, or when I'm upcycling them. And yeah, so that whole haul, the chalk pens replacement stuff, the area erasing markers, the rotary cutter, and this piece here is where going to the wholesaler place in Osaka really helped. This is about $37 on Amazon, and this the kakehari is like comparable. Anyway, and then the rotary cutter, of course, too, which we discussed before this. But everything totaled, I think it was like $65, and to the comparable like Amazon cart was something like $140. So anyway, we're gonna take it. So now we're gonna get into the really fun part. Now that we've had some people join, we are actually gonna go through all of the fabric, including the obi and kimono that I purchased at Toji. Come in, come out. This is your forewarning. If you need a beverage of any description, that's a good idea. I made sure I have my water because there's going to be a lot of talking. I will say I am a little bit disappointed in my shopping in Tokyo. This pile is actually from 2 stores. I only ended up purchasing about 10 pounds of fabric in Tokyo, which if you know me, typically I fill another 50-pound bag. Did I have the room for it? Actually, no. We ended up filling up a lot on volume versus weight with the kids because they ended up getting a bunch of stuffies. So I didn't technically have room for it anyway. All of the bags were maxed except for the backpack, which was where all the stuffies had been put. So, but at the same time, I was like, oh, okay. I ended up with about 15 prints from Tomato, and I'm like, oh, okay. Tokyo was also very tired of tourists, which is fine. I get it. But like I don't know, Kansai, I've always felt this a little bit about Kansai. I always prefer it anyway. But like us and the kids got a way better experience down in Kyoto and Osaka than in Tokyo itself. And even at our hotel that we've stayed at in the past, it's like the clientele has changed and the whole experience just felt cheapened. However, our experience at the hotel in Hirakatashi was fucking amazing. So we'll take it, right? Whatever. Things have changed for sure. It's also been another 3 years since I've been there, so like things definitely changed. Okay, what is going on here? Let's see. We have actually, so let's start with these 2 on top because I remember exactly where they came from because it was like, here, come buy this fabric for very cheap. And I was like, excellent, I will buy that fabric for very cheap. That is very vibrant. Let me take a second here and try to adjust those colors a little bit. Phew. I think I need to turn the saturation down just a tick. I did come in and just mess with the settings a little bit earlier because I was like, okay, you are, it was very cool settings. Okay, that I think is a bit better. Anyway, it is a very vibrant red. It's Momiji along with the tuxedo cats. And if you are not aware, the tuxedo cat is actually known as Hachiware, which is bee cat in Japanese. And then you got all the Momiji leaves in the back here. So that one's really fun. That is from the Toji market, which is normally where I'm purchasing my kimono and obi, but like I said, they had this fabric and I'm like, yes, we will buy a couple very specific fabrics. This is basically just, I did not clue into this until this exact moment that this is just another colorway of the one I just showed you. Super cute though. Momiji are like orange, pink, and red on this one. And this is a little bit more obvious in the pink here with that there's like lighter pink Momiji in the background there. I feel like I'm talking into 2 mics because I'm like right against the camera. And then I've got my mic on my shirt too. It should be being picked up from the mic, hopefully. I hope so anyway. Let's double check here. And if you're patiently awaiting the like snack videos are coming. But this trip was we were a lot more exhausted than I actually thought we were going to be. All right, let's go into the next one. Actually, we'll do the little guys. These are all from Yuzawaya, which I go and shop Yuzawaya at Kyoto Tower. It's down in like the basement. We got some little guys here. Little pudgy hamster. Super cute, light pink. I got sugar gliders. I think these are sugar gliders, right? And they're like with candy, also in a light pink. Little like candy. Yeah. And then we've got some hamsters on navy. These are like 1/2 meter cuts, which actually, now that I look at the price, it was not that good a deal maybe. Oh well, they're still cute. Oh my god, I was a little bit concerned because so I have not obviously shopped in Japan for 3 years, so like goods go up in cost. Fair enough, I get it. But we went to ABC Craft in Hirakatashi and they were trying to charge like $25 or $28 a meter, and I'm like, no. I am generally not paying that much per meter. That might be my all told costs with everything in sort of thing, right? Maybe. Prices have gone up a bit, so I gotta figure out that all told again. But I was like, if that's the price across all the shops, I'm in trouble. It was not, thankfully. They have gone up in price, but like what I was anticipating, like 30 cents a meter sort of thing, or a buck. All right. And then, however, so this is Yuzuwaya. Super cute. These little birds have taken over everywhere. It's insane. I love it. I like these little like details in between all of them that pop really well. This is going to make some really fun bags, everyone. Oh, can you see the like, oh, the spring roll pouches in this or the embroidery? Oh my goodness. Okay. I love the fact that we can also tell where all these fabrics came from based on where, like how they're folded. This one, obviously, very shiny. It's got a little, don't actually know that the, what you would call that exactly. Here, I'm going to turn on the lighting in. See if that helps. Nope, that just like takes all detail out. Anyway, all the cats are like highlighted in gold, same as the florals. And then there's a very traditional like sashiko pattern in the back. Oh yeah, there we go. It's right there. Yeah, and all the different colors of cats, little cinnamon buns. We got, I actually got 2 new colorways of cat bread. We've had the blue in the past, but we've got this off-white with kind of, I would call this vanilla fleck because it's got little flecks of brown in there. So if you're looking for that, that's what it'll be referred to once I actually get things going. And then we also have the black version of that as well, which obviously is getting blown out. There we go. That's probably the best way. This one actually pops better on here than it did on the blue. And then this is what made, like, sealed the deal of why or how, like, of buying fabric at Yuzuwaya was this one with the Seigai Ha. Whoa, hello. That was a jitter. Sorry. Anyway, the Seigai Ha cats, obviously with cat butt. And this is like a really nice kind of green teal with lime and pink. Really pops well. Okay, I'm really sorry if that's like jumpy and gross. I'm just gonna flick over to here. You are looking very okay. It's looking okay right now. And then I see the chat better too anyway. And then this is like the bright blue version of it. Again, cat butt. And then it's got like a pink and yellow. And it's from Ai Sayama, which is a new to me company designer. It's super cool. And we got all these little like Daruma cats along here too, which is super cute. Okay, I do actually need to switch back to my other view so that I can actually see, make sure I'm showing you what I'm supposed to be showing you. There's that one. And then we got some little black cats in like these florals. This is kind of a, I'm going to say like lavender and rose colors. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, guys. Do you know what? I am going to like just restart my camera because that jumping around is no fun. I'm going to put the BRB up and then we'll be, literally, I'll be right back. I'm not going anywhere. Oh, right. We got to quit this is what we got to do. Okay, I am going to unplug and plug back in. Should retain all its settings, and then we're going to go back here to our live scene. Okay, that should be better. I have closed the program that usually is like causing the issues. It's hilarious because it's like it is the program to oh right, I gotta actually quit it. It's the program that actually is all the image adjustments and stuff like that. So it's like, why would you do this? But anyway. We have some more of the lined up cats. This is a perennial fabric that I almost always have in some iteration. This is the lightest I've ever had though. It is actually just cotton. Usually I have it in a cotton linen blend. Cute kind of grayish pink background. It's definitely pink, but it's like got a gray undertone to it. It's cotton by Kobayashi. Anyway, we've seen this one before, just not like this. And then I'm pretty sure, oh no, it is a little bit different from this guy. But anyway, so here, oh, it is cotton. This is cotton Kobayashi too. But these are those fruit cats. Oh my goodness, I am sorry. Let's see, maybe I'm getting too up close and personal. Yeah, so we got this little gray guy holding the strawberries. This is very banana cat without there actually being any cats in bananas. And then we have the blue colorway of it as well, which just means that different fruits pop on it better. From my viewpoint, it looks like the pears are popping better on this one. And actually the blue highlights are popping better on the blue, which is wild considering that. Oh, I see. Because on here, they're actually pink. So for whatever reason, the blue actually is popping better on the blue than the pink is popping on the pink. Anyway. All right, so that was one of the smaller shops. I I still like going to Ushuaia when I can because they tend to have stuff that Nomura is like sold out of, or just like I said, I've never seen Sayawa, those ones as well. Obviously, I was really hoping they would have this one. This is Quiltgate. They always do these black cats in the florals. This is the latest iteration that I did not have yet. So good. So this is the tomato pile, which, as I mentioned, is not quite as robust as normal. But we did good, guys. We've got that black cat on navy as well. I really okay. So here's my maker's opinion. I like this color combo with the black cat. Typically, I wouldn't put pink and red together, but this red just works with this pink, and it always has. These are Sakura, by the way, because they've got the little divots in the petals. But I actually prefer, I prefer the blue, the navy, and how the Sakura pop on the navy. It does drive me a little bit nuts about how the black cat blends in here. But it's a good balance, I think. You can still see the black cats. It's just everything pops, I think, a little bit more on the red. And I know some people prefer blue, so there we are. That's what we've got. And we've got this tuxedo cat and fans instead of quilt blocks this time. Lots of very traditional Japanese patterns on here. Got Momiji, we've got the gourd, we've got Sakura, we've got Seigai Ha. I cannot tell you what some of these patterns are, which is on me. I need to figure it out. Little paw prints going across. Take, bamboo. I think these are plum. And these are definitely like pine branches, but I don't know what this actual like cloud formation is called. The little like Shiba bandana pattern. And I think, no, we don't, no, just the one fans. We got some pinstripe black cats with Sakura. The Sakura are all outlined in gold along with the little blossom there. And then the stripes are not like super straight. There's some variation in them. And it's kind of a periwinkle color with navies and stuff like that. It's not true blue and it's not purple. So I'm going to call it periwinkle. That is my prerogative right now. More the little snow fairy. What are they in Japanese? Shiro Enagawa? Long-tailed tit. We're going to stick with snow fairy because I typically giggle uproariously at it otherwise. The selvage on this is extremely thin. Wow. All right. Printed in Japan. Anyway. And they're particularly derpy on this fabric. And like lots of gold detailing in the back. It's off-white. Yeah, it's off-white because actually the little snow fairies are actually white with some like gray detailing. This is still the fabric from Tokyo Tomato Fabrics, which is in Nippori Fabric Town. This is like just little cat outlines. All the cats are gold shimmer. Everything is outlined in gold shimmer. It's Sakura. It's on navy. It's super pretty. And we have two colorways of that. We've got the navy. Woo! And, sorry, the pile just like cratered, which makes sense. We've also got it on black. I couldn't decide between the two. We've got more tuxedo cats in these like hexagons with different Japanese patterns. And this is more like lavender gray, blue gray. But yeah, again, a whole other set of traditional patterns. And I am sorry for the camera today. Holy. Okay, I'm gonna have to, I wonder if it might be the, actually I wonder if it's because I've got the cord stretched so far. It look weird. Let's move that there and see if that helps. Who knows? Technology is amazing until it's not. Foxes, because we haven't had foxes, and we definitely haven't had we haven't had foxes in a while, and we haven't had foxes in this format before. Navy, doing different things. There's like a pouncing one up there, so that'll repeat throughout the fabric as well. That's a Cosmo print, and then we got some sheep, y'all. We got sheep. They don't look like sheep, until you look super close. I actually thought that they were like the botanical circles like I got last time. No, these are sheep, because that is definitely a sheep head. And if it's not, please don't tell me, because we got 3 colorways of it. It's totally sheep. It's totally sheep. We got that, like, this is like, it's a very interesting yellow. It actually pairs with the teal really nice. Actually, it does look really good together. Anyway, I do find this a really interesting color combo. It works. But, like, it's not something that I would put together typically, right? But then I guess that's not my job. So, well, it kind of is my job. Anyway, aqua with, like, some teal details and that gold again as well, and brown. And then we've got a black version of it, which is super cute. Very subtle sheep. There is nothing super sheepy about this, really. And then we've got a couple that this alone was worth going to tomato for me. It's these cats with like different teas. So we've got Cat Mark Nikojita Tea Mew Mew, Broken Orange Pico, Peak, Opeakoe, Breakfast Royal Blend, Strawberry Peach, Assam, and these cats just everywhere. And we've got 2 colorways of that. So we've got that kind of, that is definitely a grayish. That's like a gray beige I would put that at. And then we've got it on a blue as well, which is insane because it is actually a very different, wait, no, actually, this is one of the few where the colorways look like, oh no, there are a couple colors. I'm like, the colorways didn't change, but they totally did. The blue is a little bit lighter on the pink, whereas on the grayish, it's navy. And and a couple things are like just a little bit different colored. Not much though. I love the sandwiches on the tray here. That's one of my favorite details. All right, so that was the small shops. That was Tomato and Yuzuwaya. Yuzuwaya is in Kyoto. It's on the Kyoto Station. I gotta try and keep these a little bit nice because I still need to take my wholesaler catalog photos. So we're just gonna stack everything. Yeah, Yuzuwaya and Toji. And as I mentioned previously, Toji is typically where I'm buying my obi and kimono, but I couldn't turn down those 2 tuxedo fabrics. Now we are going to move into Nomura Tailor and Nomura Tailor House, which are shops in Kyoto. They are in, Nomura Tailor House is right on Shijo Kawaramachi, which is like the main, if you go to Banff, it's Banff Ave. Banff Ave. And if you, it's like, it's the road that takes you to Gion. Or like you walk out of Gion on, and it's where the Pokemon Center and Nintendo and like all of those big, it's the shopping street. So that's the Shijo store. And then Nomura Tailor House is tucked back in Teramachi, which is one of the, it's one of the Shotengai, which is the covered shopping streets for Japan. So I think we'll try and start with what I remember of Nomura Tailor House. By the way, these duffel bags, so good. Definitely a learning curve with them a little bit, but they were so perfect for what we were doing. And like even coming home, they worked extremely well. So I'll also be like, why didn't you lay this down so you can like open it up proper? So which way? It actually does lay down like a suitcase. Okay, which would be this way. And then we were just able to like lay them down on the cutting table and pack them. Like, look at that. Couldn't have gone fucking better. Now, the only drawback to them is that hefting 50 pounds in it is going to be really difficult for me. So I have to strength train over the summer, which is something that I'm supposed to be doing anyway. But you know, kick in the butt about it. This is a little goodie for a friend. It's a crochet frog purse. Super cute. It includes like everything, including the instructions and stuff like that. So I was like, that's too perfect. And then she always likes getting Kit Kat, so I got a Kit Kat too. That's a bag from Osaka Marathon. Right, where should we begin? Looks like right here, actually. So, you guys are not ready. It was such a good haul from Nomura Tailor. We ended up with almost exactly 100 pounds from Nomada Taylor. I did say that I was going to try and do house first, but this is the Nomada Taylor bag for sure. So this was the Shijo store. I think I'm just going to actually pull everything out and then we'll move the duffel bag because that is going to make life easier actually. They're like, these ones are like, we don't follow your rules, lady. I am realizing as we've gotten home that I did not end up with, well, no, I knew kind of when I was in Japan, I didn't end up with a lot of cute cat fabrics. And then the other one is I didn't end up, or not, no, sorry, bunnies. Dogs I realized, but then I was like, oh, I didn't actually end up with a lot of cute bunny fabrics. Which is wild, because usually bunnies are pretty easy to find in Japan. All right, there's the one pile. And then we'll do the next pile after we've gone through this. So we obviously have these giant, very traditional Japanese looking cats. This is actually, that's what it is. This is that black cat that we've had fabrics of before. And now they've got buddies. That's super cute. Again, different folding style here as well. So we know which ones are from Nomada Taylor. If you are interested, Nomada Taylor does actually have an online store and you are very welcome to purchase from them through that as well. It doesn't work for my purposes, but if you're working in less quantities than I am, always a valid option. All those segaiha in the back are gold and the cranes are also outlined in gold. Look at it. Oh my God. So good. Really nice on the black as well. And then this is Fuji, which has this. So this is a Dobby fabric. If you're unfamiliar with me calling these fabric Dobby fabrics, everything else that I have done has been smooth. And then the only one that's been cotton linen has been the T-Cats. And then this actually has what I call Dobby. It's got a slubby warp and weft. And then the Hokusai wave is outlined in gold, and we've got Fuji here as well. And then the background is aqua. And it's got like the spray dots in white and gold as well. Just really nice. Very elegant Fuji fabric. Same as the cranes. The cranes are very elegant as well, in my opinion. We have a fabric that screams Japan. That's the best description, I think. Very traditional floral motifs. We've got some maiko and geiko. We've got the cranes. We've got the pagoda. It's very stylized in some places. Obviously, Fuji is stylized, as is the pagoda. But, yeah, and that's on black. And then we have, oh, I got some cute dogs. Never mind. What am I talking about? Look at those happy Shiba. And they're like surrounded by some of the, these things, these birds. Shura Enagawa, the fairy, snow fairies, long-tailed tits, whatever you want to call them. A lot of parasols as well, casa. And it's Wankoda. Something I don't recognize. That kanji. Wankoda. Nani. Oh, I really like that parasol right there. Cool. Printed in Japan. Super cute little selvage. All right, so we have 3 colorways of that. So that was blue, the pink. We got the aqua. So obviously that changes the colorways of these umbrellas as well. And then we got a navy too, and they pop different on the navy, which is really nice. Oh, yeah. Okay, so yeah, like the Fuji scene is pink and teal here. The Fuji scene here is like pink and navy teal, I would say. So that's cool. We have a Dobby fabric of Sakura on aqua. I will say that this is one of the nice things about going at different times of year is you end up with different stock levels. That one actually is cool because some of the details here, it's like the Sakura itself is off-white, but then the pastels, whatever those are actually like super bright white. And it's a lot more vibrant for me seeing it from here than seeing it right here as well. Mount Fuji with very traditional Mount Fuji. Dobby fabric again. The most surreal thing for me sometimes going to Japan and purchasing my fabrics there is then going into like the tourist areas and seeing these fabrics like made into products in Japan. Donut. Obviously needed donuts. This is a white fabric. It is actually, it's not quilt cotton weight. It's a little bit heavier than that. This is very limited supply. I didn't know how popular it'd be, but super cute little like retro drinks. Sodas, little cups on black. Some nice florals on like very bright florals, very bright green. That is not coming up vibrant on like vibrant as it is in person. It's a little bit too warm. It's a little bit cooler tones for the green and stuff like that. That's still not accurate. What I'm seeing is more, okay, not actually cooler tones. It's more yellow than what I'm seeing in person. This is a very true, like vibrant, like margarita green. That might be a bit more accurate. Maybe. It's very accurate for this teal and stuff like that. But yeah, and then it's a bunch of like different patterns in the flowers and things like that too. Water, and then we'll do the next one, which is like granny squares. All right, yeah, so these are like, or like little doilies, I guess. I don't know what you want to call them, but they're cute. It's on black. This one is cool because the highlighting is silver instead of gold. You don't see the silver highlighting very often. So it's these big floral motifs on black, made in Japan. It's like quilt or gate flower print or something like that. Anyway, I also really love the different colors in this one as well. And it's really, this is a very stark black. And so it's a really nice like contrast to it. And I love, like I said, the silver highlighting, which is unusual to see as well. We have cranes. This has very, I always talk about how Japan does shimmer really well. This is very subtle shimmer. And basically it's just a bunch of cranes on pink with like different little floral motifs and clouds of like dots. We have, okay, never mind. I did get some cute bunny fabric, but it's little bunnies on aqua with segai-ha, like shibori dots. This is not shibori. It is printed to mimic it. Sakura, the hammers. I really like the background color of that one. We have more cranes, but origami cranes on white. All the cranes and these little details are gold, and then these little details that you see in the background here are actually just flat gray. Very white, like true white. This is one of the few dog fabrics I got. Surfing dogs. Got Dalmatians, we got pit bulls, Dachshund, and they're all surfing. It's cute. Bright blue. Bright blue. This one, these next two are. So they have been riffing, sorry. Damn camera. Might need a new cable. Anyway, they've been riffing on the William Morris wallpapers for the last couple years. Last time I got ones that were like, oh, we've seen them. It's like the squirrels and bunnies, but this time it was cats. I adore it, and they're on black. We got this little white and gray guy. Oh my God, sorry. Hello, camera. What are you doing? And then the florals in the back are really nice too. Oh my goodness. I really hope it is not translating to you guys, but I'm nearly 100% sure it is, and I still do apologize for it. We got the off-white version of it as well. This does have some flecking in the back as well. So if you're looking for this later on, it will be like, I don't know, Morris inspired. Oh my God, it does not like that fabric. Morris inspired something or another. Oh, I know what I need to do. Okay, 1 second. Like I said, it's like I need to quit that. Show apps. I need to just quit the one. Oh, it is gone. Okay. I don't know what's happening. I am sorry. Ooh, I can actually update my, that's new. Interesting. All right, sorry. I will try to, let me know if it gets really bad and then we will fix it up because my goodness, I am sorry. It's like all jumpy on my side. So that's what I'm hoping doesn't translate too much to you guys, but knowing my setup, it will. I got a few colorways of, no, that is not the color. This is neon. So these are like, this orange is like highlighter. That is showing up as very dulled out. No, okay, so that's not the true colorway there. This is also a little bit darker than you see. Oh yeah, it doesn't want to pick up the, okay, so these, look at the pinks. Those are neon pinks. The purples are not, but the pinks are very neon. Thank you. I know, I'm still dying over what we actually found in Kyoto this time. Again, this green is picking up pretty accurate, and the pink is not. Again, it's like, take a highlighter and draw a line. That's what those fabric colors are. And then this is I think that might be the most accurate, is that fluorescent yellow. Okay, anyway, so we've got like 4 mushroom fabrics because I saw them and I'm like, there is no way I'm coming home without those. So, and then we have some more myco fabric. These ones are really nice because instead of a dobby, they have just a nice like texture running selvage to selvage. Can see there. And then of course all the myco are spectacular. I really like her obi now that I look at it. Really cool thing is that, so this is Camellia Tsubaki, and the camellia were actually in bloom when we were there, so that was cool to see. And then we've got it in a couple different colorways because why not? Blue. This one actually, oh yeah, so this pattern here is actually in that lighter color as well. It shows up better here. The navy, and like stuff just pops different on the different colorways, and sometimes the colorways are ever so slightly different. Like okay, so a good, actually a prime example, this is a very different colorway then. So this one here is actually a yellow kimono, whereas on the off-white grayish again, apparently gray beige is super popular right now, it's actually a purple kimono. Same obi though, which is super interesting. It just changes the vibe of the fabric just a little bit. And sometimes you don't really notice it until later, or you're putting, like, assembling it or whatever. And in this case, it's actually a blue kimono. And then the, like, sakura one here that's been purple is actually yellow here. Interesting. And, like, the pinks on each of these has changed as well. I actually really like the black on here. I'm not usually a big fan of black, but I really like it here. Like, pops really nice. Hopefully it matches up with our black canvas correctly. Just some nice big rolly cats again. And we got that on black, and we've got it on aqua. That is less gray than it's showing up on camera right now. And we also have it on this off-white. And then we've got that fabric that I started with. I think we've done it. No, this is one that was on top, but we haven't like previewed it. So this is that black cat that we've had fabrics from before, and now they've got a bunch of buddies. We got the 3-color cat. There's a like head palming, face palming cat. I really like this guy right here, the little gray with white mittens one. And then we've got yawning cat and a bunch of different ones. We've got another colorway of the donuts, which is on this aqua. Makes the donuts pop. And the colorway of the actual like donut writing changed as well. We have the snow fairies as onigiri. This is one of the fabrics I was like, oh, you better have that when I get there. This one, for some reason, makes me think of the Yakuza. Or like some sort of like, very like, boku wa yaro. I don't know, some sort of like hardline Japanese dude. I don't know why. I don't know why that's the vibe. I didn't realize, but these are actually all lined up. Little ones. And then that's just a bunch of happy onigiri as well. It's totally the mohawk on that one bird. That one that's like making me think that way. We got a replenishment of this guy because I figured out that it's probably going to make really good waxed canvas bags. And actually, yeah, like the traveler sling and that tote bag. We have bonsai cats. This is such a unique print and I love it. Oh my God, of course the camera freaks out right when I start to do that. Anyway, it's all little bonsai trees and then it's little calico cats and it's on this really gorgeous like, whoa. Okay, let me, intermission, we'd start my face cam. We're not starting my face cam right now. I am still getting over the frickin' 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and then I'm going to unplug it from the back of the camera itself as well. There's no reason for it to be doing this except for that, like, it's the first time that I've used it in a month, I guess. I don't know, guys. Okay, let's see. Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay. We might have to do that again, but let's hope that it sticks for a while. Anyway, we'll bring this up so you can actually hopefully see it. Little bonsai trees. Nope. Still like, ah. This tells me actually it's probably the cord then. You know what we're going to do is we're going to maybe... I already tried to soften up the cord a little bit so I wasn't pulling too much on the... There, let's try it. Oh, I see, because it's like wiggling maybe in the... Okay, let's do that. And it actually straightens the connection into the actual camera and maybe that. Worth a try. It's not going to make it worse. Well, hopefully it doesn't make it worse. Jesus. All right. More Shiba. It also just doesn't like me maybe. Oh, here. Okay. One other thing I could do. Oh my God. Where is this? And then I wonder if Longitude needs an update. That might be it too. I didn't actually check it before I came on because I'm out of practice. La 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 la. Anyway, I think yeah. Okay, I'm going to update it now, and if it freaks out because my camera is actually on, we'll deal with it. Anyway, so this is the Shiba, dark blue. There's some like traditional like lanterns it looks like. Lots of floral motif, navy, onigiri, origami. Of course that makes it freak out more. Oh, it's still open down here. Okay, let's try. Oh, that's the installer. Okay, let's BRB. I'm gonna chat with you anyway, but I'm gonna unplug the camera so I can actually operate it. And let's see. Technical difficulties. Okay. Let's try in. Now, if you're watching this later, yeah, we might not cut this out. I might just post this whole video because chaos. You guys are used to the chaos, right? All right, are you freaking out now? What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to zoom it out because I have a feeling that's part of it. Now we're going to see if it does the jiggle. Live scene. Okay. Shibas. Yeah, because like seriously, I should be able to get right to the camera and it shouldn't be an issue, right? So, okay. So far, so good. Thank you for sticking with me. Frenchies. I like how I was like, I didn't get very many cute dog fabrics. And now we got like all the cute dog fabrics. This one is adorable though. I love the pastel Frenchie faces. And some of them are wearing crowns. Because hi. I feel like Frenchies are like cats. Like the cattest of the dog breeds. Most cat of the dog breeds. Cattest. I like cattest the better. Another colorway of the Maiko. This time obviously red. I guess maybe not obviously if you're visually impaired. So we'll continue to describe it as such in detail. The kimono on this one are significantly different colors. The Sakura one is a blue now. The kimono with this is like a plum blossom. Obi is very peach. And then actually the only one that's really stayed the same is we have a yellow sakura kimono now. And everything again is outlined in that really nice like gold shimmer highlight. These next few have a texture. I don't know if I would call it's not as heavy or not as like, oh, heavy is not the right word. It's not as like, sorry, I'm going to grab a chair because I'm like, I actually took all the fabrics out. I was like, oh, you shouldn't grab a chair because you're going to have to like dig out the bag all the time. No, we're going to grab a chair. We're in here for the long haul, y'all. That's why I say y'all. It rhymes with more things. We're in the long haul, everyone. I do live in Alberta. It's just not the Texas Canada. Well, I am not a Texan of Canada. Anyway, it definitely has a texture. It's not the same as the Dobby that I typically describe as a Dobby with the slubby warp and weft. I don't know how to describe this one. Let's look at the back. Yeah, it's more like a Dobby than it looks like at the front. Anyway, it's gorgeous. That's all I know. It's gorgeous. It's going to make some brilliant bags. It's got this really cool, like, traditional pattern in the back and then these, like, swirls in between. It's very, like, I've talked about this with some of the other fabrics I've had with the swirls. I love them because it feels like these, like, branches are draped over a pond and then the, like, petals have fallen in and are creating the ripples sort of thing. That's what's always in my brain when I'm working with these. Anyway, the sakura have yellow and purple middles, and then we've got a few different colorways of it because, hi, it's gorgeous. So blue, yellow, pink middles, and then that detailing in the back as well. I went and bought fabrics by myself when we were in Kyoto. Well, okay, no. I went out by myself and got my fabrics rolling, and then when I had them like cutting everything, I was like, okay, Dallas, it's time to like come into Kyoto. Because we were staying 45 minutes out. I went and shop for my fabrics the day after his marathon. And so he had like a raw, chill morning with the kids sort of thing. It still took them quite a bit longer to cut my fabrics after that. But he was like, how many did you buy? And I'm like, I don't know. Well, that's a future Katie problem. Anyway, I do love like the different sizes of clusters as well. So there's like, actually, I think if we open this up, let's open this up because now that I'm looking at it, I think I am correct. Yeah, okay. So it's got two different bands. So it's got one band of larger sakura. That's the size of the cluster. You're like, I don't know what that size is, Katie. I'm like, I don't know what it is either. That's it based on my hand. And then it's got like a diagonal of a smaller cluster. Okay, so this is the smaller cluster size, the midpoint, and this is the larger cluster size, which is not different. Never mind. But anyway, you're like, Katie, this is a lot of words to say. That's not any different. The flower size is different, though. These are smaller flowers. These are bigger flowers. That's what I'm trying to get to. And you can see that. And they're running in diagonal lines on the fabric. Anyway, oh, this is actually by the same people that make a lot of the really good cat fabrics. It's an Otto Albero, which sounds very Italian. But it's made in Japan, so I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. But Otto Albero does some amazing cat prints, too. They're the ones that did the, those little bouquet spray, like, black cats last time. Actually, these might also be the same. Anyway, these are hemp flower motif. That's what it is in Japanese. Asano something. With little black cats in between. It's like very tie-dye gradient effect there. It's on like a white. It is very thin fabric, but I think it's gonna work. Let's actually see. Nope, it is not. That's whatever these kanji are. Made in Japan. Who knows? Nani nani nani. Nani nani. It is someone's name. Because those two kanji are probably the first name, and these three kanji are probably the family name. Maybe. I don't know. Don't take my word for it. I can't read it. Anyway, we've got like a blue, purple, tealy, green colorway. And then we've got the like pink, orange colorway of it as well. I can't decide which one I like better. I'm usually a pink person, but I adore both of those ones. And then we've got this Sakura on white. That's like Sakura with a bunch of different motifs in it. Okay, the camera does seem like it's actually happier now. Remember to update your software, Katie. And it has no selvage. Well, it's got a selvage, but it has no information on the selvage. But it's pretty. Flynn's like, I need to be the center of attention. Off pink, or like light pink. Hi, cat. Yes, hello, buddy. You are starting to shed. We need to trim that out. And then we've got new colorways of the Seigai Ha cat faces. We got it in black. Oh, no, it is not happier. Oh my God, of course not. Sorry. Whoa. Stop freaking out. I'm not even doing anything. Okay, I quit the program that's like messes with everything, so hopefully that helps. Yes, I know. I know. It's you. Yes. You know, you trying to give it your brain cell and it's like freaking out? What is going on? Oh my goodness. Okay, I do believe I will be going in and editing this a little bit. Anyway, are we still good? Yeah. Okay, so black and sand Seigai Ha. And this is what I would consider a true Dobby, although now that I'm feeling it, that other one totally is as well. Dude, you're sitting on the stuff I need to show. This all does get washed, but do be aware that the cats are obviously allowed in the studio. Otherwise, I would not hear the end of it if I were to lock them out, right? So anyway, we have bonsai cats on pink. So again, those little trees, and then all the bonsai trees, and then the little itty bitty. These are some big bonsai trees if the cat is that size. And it's on this really nice, like, bubblegum pink. All right, dude, get over here. Dude, get off the fabric. You're gonna block heat. Anyway. Actually, it's probably better anyway. And, of course, he's on the laptop, which can end the stream. Did they miss me? Yes, I would never have been able to tell. Panda onigiri, which is super adorable. And this is like a gray pink. That's my best description. Grayish pink. Then the other Seigai Ha cats, which is navy. If you think it doesn't look any different from the black, I don't blame you. It does look different for me under my current lighting, but I can understand that maybe not translating across. We have another version of the Hokusai wave. This is a lot truer. This is actually truer to the woodblock print, a lot truer to the actual shape of Fuji and the boat being here. Why are you only going on the working fabric? You're a jerk. It's like, I need all the attention on me. I am the star. You totally got that hairball stuck in your mouth. Anyway, and then, so this is, yeah, this is truer to the actual like Hokusai wave. And then there is like very, very subtle silver highlighting and shimmer on the top of the wave and the top of Fuji. I don't even know if that's going to come across. Maybe if we come in, please don't freak out, please don't freak out, please. Yeah, there we go. So you can see that there's something there. In person, it shimmers ever so subtly. I did focus in on some fabrics for what most people would also consider a little bit more traditionally masculine, color-wise and print-wise. So we've got the different family crests, which I'm going to have to educate myself on because I don't recognize the majority of those. Actually, what do I recognize? I'm pretty sure the only one I recognize is actually the butterfly, and I can't tell you who that is. So that's going to be a task. There's some cool ones in here, though. I really like this, like, so there's this butterfly, which I'm pretty sure is a Tokugawa family crest. Obviously not flipped upside down, flipped the other direction. But there's this, like, mask one up here that's really cool, too. I don't actually even know what that is, but it's cool. And then there is an alternate butterfly that I just saw on the interior as well. Where did it go? Oh, is it not here at all? There's like a crane. Yeah, there's like this guy. This one right here. So yeah, there's going to need to be some research into family crests, but we've got that in that like khaki olive kind of green. We've got it in navy. All the crests are in the same color on these three. This like, this is not red. It is red. But you know, orange red. I'd probably put it closer to scarlet. Might be my call personally. Looking at it under this light. Also I really want to know what this one is. It's like die, which is big. Doom doom. It's like 10,000 old. Oh, but there's a bar under there, so this isn't even big. But these two are big. Sorry, you're like, what the fuck are you talking about, Katie? Anyway, so this is like big with a bar, so I don't know what that is. And then it's like, these two kanji are big. This is the kanji for 10,000 as I know it. This is all old, so who knows, right? Because I'm also making a I'm making a slightly educated guess that these are family crests, actually, now that I think of it. I wonder if it's our, oh, okay, never mind. Let's do this right now. Because I'm like, now that I'm thinking about it, I wonder if it's the, like, family crests of, like, the 47 Ronin or something like that. Japanese family crest. This is written by Adam Sensei. Oh, interesting. PhD. Hojo. Yeah, okay, we're seeing some of those. They did decide to not put some of them in, and I do not blame them. Or it looks like they might have riffed on some of them. Let's see. Oh, cool. Ooh, cool. Okay, so the Yamauchi family crest, Mitsugashiwa, the 3 oak leaves, which I don't see on here, and the Iwasaki family crest, Sangai Bishi, which is the triangle shape here. They are talking about Sangai is like the 3, it's 3 angles, I think. A 3-tiered water chestnut. Okay, I'm not far off. Became the Mitsubishi trademark. That's cool. Okay. Anyway, what am I actually looking at here? Yeah, so these would be like, so when I'm talking about family crest, they would have been worn on like kimono, the noren, which is like the cat that I have hanging in my doorway when we go in and out of the fabric room. Paper lanterns, which would probably have been put outside the home, I assume. And then the chrysanthemum is used by the imperial family crest. So I would be shocked to actually see this crest on here, which makes me lean more and more into this is probably like samurai ones. Sorry, I'm like, I better do this while I'm actually thinking of it. Okay. I don't see either of those yet. So this is another version of the imperial family crest. This is the, woo, no, I don't want Tokyo experiences. This is the chrysanthemum crest. Oh, that's the Tokugawa clan. Okay, so I'm wrong about the butterfly too. Toyotomi. I don't see that either. Hojo clan. Sorry. Apparently we're going on a deep dive. I assume that these were family crests, but I don't see anything. Oh, I do. Okay, we do see that one. Okay, so do we see the Minamoto? No, but we do see the Taira. No. Yes. That is the butterfly. So is the Taira on here? It's actually harder to look at this one than it is the other one. I swear. Okay, yeah, so there's Taira. Is right here. The Taira clan. That's what I would equate that one to. Woo! This way, Katie. Right? Yes, I'm not crazy. At least not for that reason. Fujiwara? I wonder if it's defunct family crests, because that would also make sense. Because I don't see like, oh, the Date? No. Yes. Oh, is that the one? No, it's not. That's not the fancy like one that looks like a mask. Okay. She's Shimazu. No. Okay, well, oh, but then see, then there's this one, which is the Mori clan and Choshu, which is 100% this one. So I wonder if it's like some okay, and then there's Mori clan 2, which is this one. So I wonder if it's like defunct families or something like that. But I don't see that. This guy. I do not see that one. Oh, there's, okay, no, but there's one of the ones that I thought that I didn't see before. The diamonds. The Takeda clan. Okay. And there's another one that I thought I didn't see either, I think. Interesting. Okay, so yeah, and there's Hosokawa. Ashikaga. Okay, so okay. I think we've established that they're family crests. Am I gonna let it? No, that's Ashikaga there. I just found it. Oh, this is the one that I'm talking about. Ishida Mitsunari. So this is like the big with a dash underneath. It's sitting on like a line. Then we got OO, which is too big. And then like 10,000. And then this I usually associate with old, but obviously it's got all sorts of meanings. And then there's that one, Sanada, Ikeda. Okay, so these are family crests. Anyway, this is the one I picked up. I also, for some reason, thought this was navy. This is actually black on off-white. We have 4 colorways of it because I was like, well, this is trending a little bit more traditionally masculine. And they're family crests, which is cool. We have established it. Samurai family crests. Khaki, olive, navy. That is navy, right? Oh my God. Yes, that's navy. Scarlet, I would call this, because it's orange red, not red. Red, and it's not orange either. It's almost, yeah. And then what I thought was navy, but is actually black. Family crests, y'all. Everyone, friends and family. We have found the family crests. Anyway, this is the little black cat with rose bouquets. This is cotton linen, and it's good. It's amazing, as usual. And this is one of those Alto Albero collection. Same as whatever one, oh yeah, the Sakura on the Dobby that I was talking about. And then we got Camellia, because these were in bloom when I was actually there. This is a semi-Dobby. It has a textured line that runs selvage to selvage. The camellias are on white. Oh, and the little pollen puffs are actually gold. Yeah, Japanese camellia is Tsubaki. And then we've got the same colorway on navy. I'm like, something smells like cigarette smoke, but better not be the Fibres. It shouldn't be, because we stayed in non-smoking rooms. The amount of smoking in Japan has gone down so much, even in the last 3 years. It's ridiculous. And then I got back to Canada, and as soon as I went out for groceries, it smelled like pot. And I'm like, that is a scent I did not miss. Because I'm pretty sure marijuana is like, I don't know if it's like that. We'll turn a blind eye to it, but I definitely know you can't transport it in and out of Japan. But that was the same as like in Canada, when it's like, well, don't be a dick, and like you're probably not going to get in trouble for it. It was my impression of it for quite a while before it was legal. Anyway, what do we have here? We have Maiko on pink Dobby. Very much like very clear warp and weft slubbiness. We got, I'm pretty sure that's Kinkakuji, which is one of the famous temples in Kyoto. This way, the Golden Temple. We have the Tori, which is based on multiple shrines, but the fact that there's multiples is very likely Fushimi. Inari. And then we've got the very like, this is the picture that Air Canada uses to advertise that you're flying to Japan. Pretty sure that's all tourist agencies for this though. So the pagoda in front of Mount Fuji. We had some really good views of Mount Fuji, except for when we were on the Shinkansen, which was hilarious. We have some citrus with like coffee beans in the background. I don't know what to call that otherwise. I'm calling them coffee beans. Maybe they're orange seeds. But the oranges are really cute. I really like that one. So there's a green with orange, and then we've got this like, oh my goodness, purple with navy, citrus. We're gonna go with oranges. They're all oranges. we've got, and then we've got this one, which now that I actually look at it outside of the store is a very interesting choice of color combo. But that's what I love about Japan. I would never put it together, but like it's like lime green. Actually, it's kiwi green with brown. It is showing up a little bit more like burnt ochre, burnt sienna on camera from what I can tell, but it is brown on my side. Like light milk chocolate brown with navy. Maybe they're macaron. I don't know. But anyway, these are all citrus though. The fruit is citrus. That is definitely a kiwi green though. And then we've got nickel cookies, Troy shot. Super cute cookies. And this is on a like gray aqua kind of color. Not dusty aqua, not saddened aqua. No, this is like aqua with a gray undertone, or maybe gray with an aqua overtone. I don't know. One of the two. Oh my goodness. Were those on the front and I just ignored them? Yeah. I like this like tall can. Anyway, cat cookies. Cat cookies are always good. It's food and cats. You can't go wrong. And then this little like weird bird fabric. I know I don't know why I call it weird, but it's like in a good way. It's just quirky. I love it. I love the pink in the background. I did not realize that there was one breaking the fourth wall, but I adore it. Oh, of course. It's the little like snow fairies that are breaking it. These must all be wild birds of Japan. We're going to go with that. Oh, I saw a kingfisher on one of my morning runs, which was so cool. Never seen a kingfisher before. And it was like this like dart of blue. And I'm like, Japan doesn't have bluebirds. But it was like it looked fake. That's how vibrant it was. And then it turned around and I saw the orange breast. I'm like, that is a kingfisher. So fucking cool. So cool. Anyway, I don't see a kingfisher on there, but like it was probably actually looking at this. It was probably almost this blue that's on this bird right here. Actually, that might be a representation of the kingfisher, but that vibe, like that blue, maybe mixed with like a bluebird, extremely distinct. And then this is super cute. It's little, it's a mashup of the Shiba Dango with cats. So there's a bunch of little Shiba Dango. There's Daruma, Shiba, and cat here. And then also the Shiro Enagawa, or the, holy fuck, sorry. The snow fairy, dressed as like a daimyo, which is one of the warlords during the samurai period. This is also a different texture. It's got its weave is not very smooth. It's very distinct. I don't know how to communicate that. Yeah, you can kind of see it if the camera's not being too much of a dork. But like the last two have been, but then when you look at like, okay, let's compare these two because this one's smooth. And actually you might be able to hear it better. So it's very smooth. It's almost got a sheen, kind of. But this one's like, no, it sounds the same. Never mind. But yeah, it's like, its warp and weft is very defined. So that's super cool. I think my children are already falling asleep. My God. All right. Oh yeah, and then it's like on this really cool, nice like background, lots of food. Looks like there's some like games here as well. Super adorable. Wish it came in more colorways because that gold is really good and I know it'll be popular, but like I think it would be spectacular on like a navy or blue of some description too. I guess it's 8 o'clock. Dallas actually has a race tomorrow, so I can't. Oh, okay. He is the child is not asleep. It just looked like they were asleep. We're gonna throw that fabric back into the bag, and then we're going to disrupt Flynn, who is on the other bag, because I still have to keep this nice for a little bit longer. Because actually, no, we're just gonna throw it. Not throw it, but like place it with the other stuff. Because I do need to still go in and photograph this for wholesale catalog. And then we can go in and we can wash everything. Like I haven't done 6,000 loads of laundry, it feels like. We did end up overpacking. I think we still did really good because you never, like the weather in Japan in February is such an unknown. And so like the day that I did, all right, confession time. I got swept from the Osaka Marathon. I did not finish. I got swept at 39.4 kilometers out of 42.2. Yes, I'm still dealing with the disappointment of that. However, if I had not gotten swept there, I had a very high likelihood of getting swept at 41.5, 700 meters from the finish line. And do you know the fit I would have had then? I would have had like probably a full-blown on the ground, like a toddler tantrum. So, all things considered. And besides, then everyone else that was like ahead of me still had to run another 3 kilometers, and I didn't have to do that. I got loaded on a bus. I'm extremely disappointed. I am making jokes out of it, but I'm sad. We did good, but it was plus 20, which just, that is not a fun temperature to run in. And I thought I'd be okay because I'm back a pack. I don't, oh yeah, I got itty bitty pieces in here. I'm not at the front of the pack and stuff like that. But it was a brutal day. And then there's a few things that like actually really threw me for a loop. So now I know it's like they have a pace car behind you. And if you hear that pace car, get your ass in gear and get going. There was that. It was also the first like water station wasn't until the 5K mark, which on a 20 degree day is brutal. Like, and then they were also out of cups, so it's a really good thing that I had my like water pack. And then I was running on a lot of blacktop, which like freshly paved. So not only is the sun beating down on your head, the sun is beating down like reflecting back at you too. And then I definitely saw someone in a medical emergency, and they were like yelling at them as I'm trying to like moderate my heart rate, and I'm like, that didn't help. So I got swept from Osaka Marathon. I'm really proud of what I did accomplish. I'm also very disappointed. I'm really sad I didn't get the medal. And then the other factor too is that my knee had been acting up in the last training run. It acted up, and it started acting up at like kilometer 35. So we did good, but I got to go back and conquer it again at some point. So we're going to go back to fabrics. Adorable. This is like it's 0.2 meters. It's 100 yen. I couldn't turn it down because it's fucking adorable. What are we making from it? Probably mini traveler's things. And maybe the belt bag. My belt bag that I made myself, it was so good. Did so well for me for the trip. I did overstuff it. It didn't quite hold my sunglasses case, but that was because I was carrying 4 passports. So if I was just carrying my passport and what I would normally carry, it's going to be perfect for solo traveling. And it like held up so well. Little bunnies and florals and strawberries. We got a few pieces of that. Obviously they must have had like samples or something that they were selling. I don't know. Just cute. Cute little, oh, it's actually an American pattern. Whoops. I did not see the selvages. And the price does not told me that it was Japanese too, actually. Oh well, it's cute. I bought it in Japan. Whoops. Okay. That looks like the interior of a bag if I ever saw one. Another piece of the bunny. Apparently this is actually Peter Rabbit based, which is cute. Again, some of these I don't know exactly what we're going to do with, but like they're just nice to have. This one's got that edge to edge like texture. Actually goes this way. And this is like my absolute favorite fall flower is the higebana. So high. Perfect little like summer festival fans. And then kakigori, which is shaved ice on aqua. Just fun. Nice and fresh. And yes, those will get washed the same as everything else, so you don't have to worry about shrinkage. this, guys. Oh, okay, so we're still in Nomura Taylor, which is the Shijo store. And then we've got a few to show you from Taylor House. And then we're going to go into the obi and the kimono because, you know, it just doesn't stop yet. Anyway, these little koi on Seigai ha, little neon. I love this little neon pink one, obviously for obvious reasons. But the red's really gorgeous too. And then this is like hard on my eyeballs. It's going to be a hard one to sew. I can't tell if it's black or navy. Doesn't matter, but I love it. This is one of those, oh my God. This is one of those ones that I was like really hoping that they'd still have in stock, and lo and behold, they did. This one's definitely navy. So that tells me that the first one was black, but this one has like red and neon orange fish. And then we've got one more with gray, and then it's got pink and neon yellow fish. Gray Seigai, huh? This one's very subtle compared to the other two. And then on the train of more traditionally Japanese, like male, okay. I always do get asked at shows, it's like, do you have something that like a guy would like? So when I was shopping, I was being conscious of get fabrics that would be more traditionally male coded, because like, I can't decide that, but we'll see. And I figured that this probably fell into that category. It's a bunch of lanterns with different patterns and kanji. This is just fugu. I don't know what that is. Something hana. It's a flower. This actually might be the kanji for octopus, which I have never seen before. I didn't even know that octopus had a kanji. Let's check. Kanji, kanji, kanji. Do you know what? The like amount of improvements in Google Translate has been insane. Taco, apparent. Where was it? Yes, that is actually the kanji for taco, or for octopus, which is taco in Japanese. If you're romanizing it, it's T-A-K-O, not T-A-C-O. Unless you're talking about tacos, and then it's taco in katakana. Anyway, that was the navy. This is the white version. I am still smelling a little bit of cigarette smoke, so I wonder if someone was like, this was held at the airport for a few days. But that shouldn't, like, they shouldn't be smoking inside the airport, so I don't know what's up. Okay, anyway, Fuji, with lots of different, like, patterns, some very traditional patterns. Lots of gold highlighting, the sakura, the sun, the little lucky bird from Pontocho. Thank you. I love it too, Wendy. Hi. So I was like, I'm going to come on and do this a little bit later. So hopefully like we get all the people. And sorry, Andrea, that this is going late for you. We're almost halfway. Fuji's same one. I don't even think the mountains are a different color. Maybe a little bit lighter, but it's just on black. Super cute. We got another bonsai cat with all the little like trees. This is like I want to say puce, but I don't think that puce is the color that I think it is. It's like dark highlighter green with an extra dash, like if you mixed it with mustard gold almost. It's really nice. Again, going for that like a little bit more traditionally masculine, especially with this, the woodblock print Fuji Hokusai wave. I don't know what else is on here really. I really like these pops of yellow on here actually. And actually looking at it, what it reminds me of is sushi plates. Oh my God, we had the best sushi and the worst sushi in Japan this time. So we went back to the Kyoto Station sushi place, which, okay, there's stories that I'll tell you in a moment once we're like admiring fabric. Another cat cookie one on pink this time. So we went for sushi. The kids both adore tamago, so that's the sweet rolled omelet, tamagoyaki. And we kept ordering more plates, and typically it comes in like one large piece. The first time we ordered it, he cut it up and they got 2 smaller pieces. Yay, sweet, that's awesome. They'll feel like they've also consumed more, even if they've consumed the same amount. And then we ordered 4 more plates, and it came out in, oh yeah, and it came out in a different pattern. And then when we ordered the last 4 plates, and it looked like it made this sushi chef's night. He actually like brought it out in the shape of a flower. It was like little flower petals and arranged in a circle of flower petals. So when I say that we had an amazing experience in Kyoto and Osaka with the kids, this is the sort of thing that made it part of an amazing experience. And it like, yeah, he had like the biggest grin on his face that he did this for these kids, and they were so excited about their tamagoyaki. It was adorable. And then I had to sneak one of the tamagoyaki off of the conveyor belt, and I was trying to eat it, and both my friend, I was like hiding it behind my stack of plates. And my friend that came from Hong Kong was with us, and she's like, "Are you trying to hide it?" I'm like, "Yes, because if I eat it, or if they see me eating it, they're gonna want my piece too." They ate all of it. So, anyway, if you're in Kyoto, I highly recommend it. It's a chain in Kyoto. I think they've only got 2 locations. One of them is the station location. Oh my God, what is the name? It's the only conveyor belt sushi in Kyoto Station, I think. It starts with an M. Musashi? Musashi. Oh my God. And we've already been here long enough. We may as well look it up. Musashi. And then we went to Sushiro, which I had, yeah, Sushi no Musashi. It's on the west exit for Hachijo side of Kyoto Station. This is extremely important if you're looking for good sushi. It's the Hachijo exit. West. Go west. Not the central exit or the underground east exit, which are on the other side of the station. So this is, you're going away from Kyoto Station. Kyoto Tower. Kyoto Tower is over here. Sushi no Musashi is this side, Hachijo. Anyway, it took me the longest time to figure that out, so I just want to make sure that you also know. And it's nice and clean, lots of seats. I've never had a long wait to get in there. They have a smoked duck piece that is so good. And their otoro is amazing. Ugh, I want to go back just for the sushi. It's definitely what I'm going to be eating when I'm there in October. Again, a little bit more traditionally masculine. Very pretty though. I'm really excited to work with this. Like mountains, the koi, the boats, the cranes. Like the colorway of this is just spectacular. Another Dobby print as well. This one I'm envisioning interiors from. Now, on the camera, all I can see is the circles, but in real life, what I'm seeing is flowers. Like 2-toned flowers, 3-toned flowers. But now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, is that the way that it's supposed to be? Or is this the way it's supposed to be? Like in the circle. I see flowers in real life, though. But on camera, I definitely see the circles. Anyway, textured. I don't know. I like the colorway. I like this little like red pop in the middle of the flowers. Or at the connection points. Cats. Oh, okay, good. I was going to pick this up in Tokyo and I'm glad I didn't. Some very wood block print cats or derpy cats. Oh my goodness, that's blowing out. But anyway, that cat. This is another Dobby. Very traditional Japanese cats. I really, really like this guy with the like calico stripes or like quilt block orange peel. Okay, so yeah, more circular than it is a very traditional Japanese pattern because when you've got that diamond in the middle like this, so this is what's tipping me off that it might be a circle instead is this, right? More and then it goes around, but like I said, like I can see when I was shopping it I saw flowers, so I don't know anymore. I don't know, my eyeballs are playing tricks on me. More of the same. This guy is looking very concerned. His eyeballs are quite concerned. All right, and then we've got the rest of the Alto Albero black cats. This company always does good cat fabrics, a little bit more elegant. This is like roses. It's a dusty charcoal with a lavender undertone. think that's actually, or maybe a little bit brown. Anyway, it's a gray, but it's got like a warm purple brown undertone. Cotton linen, so it's got that little bit heavier weight as well. Dusty blue. Roses. Cotton linen as well. And then pink version of it, cotton linen too. Obviously, I really like that pattern. This is actually, we've got, oh, okay, I thought I only got the red. Another one of the really big Myco ladies. I've had this pattern before. I restocked on the purple, and then they had other colorways this time. So obviously I went with the red, and then I went with this nice navy. These Myco kimonos change significantly depending on the colorway. So I've talked about this before, but I'll talk about it again ad nauseum. Yeah, we can see the cranes here, the crane kimono, red with a beige one. I'm thinking that these will be really good for those tote bags, for the panels, kind of what I'm leaning towards. And then it's got this really nice, it is kind of a panel print too, but you know, we're going to do it. Yeah, so if you put these side by side, so there's the crane and the butterflies side by side. Very different vibe. I really like this red too. It's got like a nice raspberry red undertone to it. So, and then we've got some stripes, and this is a textured fabric as well. Definitely, I think it's a Dobby. I don't know which way this goes. And the way it's folded, I'm like, which way does it go? Okay, selvage to selvage is this way. So that's how it's probably, I'm going to be using it, is, I feel like I'm going crazy, but that is true. Yeah, this is the selvage right here. So yeah, the stripes are vertical. Okay. I'll ask that 6,000 times before we actually use it. And we've got another colorway of it as well. This is when I was starting to be like, okay, I should probably slow down on what we're actually purchasing. Because I was starting to be a little bit worried about what I had from No Moda Taylor. We got more cat cookies here. And this is like a green. This is definitely a gray with a green undertone to it, which I think is also accentuated by the green lids here. Oh, and those two floral prints too that are the vertical stripes actually have gold highlighting around the flowers. And then we had that cat print that was like inspired by William Morris. We also have a horse, which I thought was really good. It's honestly really hard to find good horse fabrics in Japan. Even with the Year of the Horse, the stuff that I had seen that I liked, I was kind of like, eh, by the time I went to get it. So I was like, no, this is good though. Yes. So the second one was actually navy blue, but this stuff is like, the lighting has definitely shifted since I started. And my camera's being a dork, so I do apologize for that. Marshmallow Friends. I did not actually intend to buy this, but I'm not mad that it ended up in my pile. I'll take it. Brown and highlighter yellow. Actually, the yellow's showing up pretty true, and it's on navy. We'll see if it picks up the pink, because it didn't with the mushrooms. So this like lavender. Mellow Friends, Neko. Yeah, no, so that pink is actually highlighter pink. I know, and that's why I'm trying to be like, we're trying to do the verbal description so that everyone with like eye difficulties can join in. Yeah, so highlighter pink for some of them, like purple, pastel purple, maybe not lavender purple. And then the background's like baby blue. Let's go with baby blue. I don't know. Something like that. And then we've definitely got a pastel blue. Again, highlighter yellow. There, we'll burn out your eyeballs with the yellow, Wendy. And then you don't have to worry. Then we've got like a bright blue in the background. And then one more we ended up with, again, the pink is high. Oh. Okay, look at the ones on the bottom. That is pretty true to what it is. The ones on the top are purple. What the hell? I don't know what the twang was there. Okay, there we go. I think that's probably true. At least on my end. We all, with the massive asterisks of like, colors may vary between monitors. Anyway, and then it's like a rose, which is coming up quite accurate on my side, and it's off-white. We've got Dobby Floral, and then the gold is all highlighted, and there's like the swirls in the back here again, which is really nice. This is tones of pink. There's some blue pops, but the overwhelming like theme of this one is pink, with a lot of the ones that they really want to pop in kind of like a red color. And then we have a blue version of it where the main overwhelming theme is, well, the background color is blue, but it's still pink. It's still very overwhelmingly pink because that's what they do to like make the florals pop. And then all the detailing is highlighted in gold, which is actually showing up on my end as the shimmer. Dobby fabric, so it's got that slubby warp and weft. This is smooth fabric. This is it goes this way. Ooh, that's gonna be something to work with as well. So we've got some abstract traditional patterns, I think. I think that's supposed to be like based on a Seigai, huh? Lots of florals, blue and teal and pink. We've got the not sashiko, but shibori dot tie print. So basically they're copying the technique of indigo dyeing, shibori dyeing. Ooh, sorry. But as a print, I don't have the money to buy properly indigo dyed fabric, y'all. It's expensive. Yeah. And the way I mess stuff up, it's actually kind of terrifying. I'd be scared to work with it. Anyway, I like it. And then we've got some more wave fabric. This is another Dobby fabric. Again, trying to be a little bit more gender diverse. This time the waves are all highlighted in gold instead of silver, and then it's got them a lot more interpretive Fuji, I guess would be the best description, because I'm pretty sure that the block print doesn't have this like extra detailing in it, but it's definitely a pull on the Hokusai wave, the very famous wood block print. And also this is the one, if you were here earlier, we do have a like aqua blue of it. This one's on black. I just realized that that is the same print actually. We have little black cats with like all the different spring florals, nadeshiko, etc. There is, I think there's sakura. It's hard to tell because it's very vibrant, but they're super cute. They actually have little faces instead of just being little silhouettes. So they got little whiskers and eyeballs. And then the background color of this one is aqua. Background color of this one is purple. Same idea. Overwhelmingly. Actually, the florals on this one are outlined in gold and like marigold, so that yellow. Whereas on the aqua, they're gold and like, oh no, they've actually got lime and that gold. Okay, interesting. By the way, we actually had better luck with sakura this trip than we did when we went for actual sakura, because the early sakura were blooming. So we got plums, and I think we got peach or apricot, and then we also got sakura, which is like insane. And then this is little black cats with nadeshiko on navy. And I am sorry for the camera jumping. We've done everything we can tonight. I probably need to restart my computer. We've got these okay, so that is actually tone accurate back here. Those bright neon blobs are cat faces. And they are on like a very dark charcoal. It is not black, it is charcoal. And then there's little like paw prints and fish in pink in between the faces. I'll see if this one shows up better. This is, okay. Again, these are all highlighter colors. Obviously the camera is washing them out. And then, yeah, this is aqua. And then the like fish and the little paw prints are in a blue. I'm gonna call that a blue. And then a yellow version of that. There was lots of neons in the fabrics, which was super cool. So this is like neon orange, pale butter yellow is what I would call it. And then we've got teal little paw prints. I know, Viv, that pink. I don't know though, the pink, the green. But yeah, I did actually invest. So most of these have been 2 meter cuts. Some of them have been 1 meter. But the pink neon cat faces, I did do 3 meters because I was like, that's probably the better decision. Hopefully it's a better decision. And then this is the last fabric from Noma Taylor, the Shijo store. As my voice starts to give out. Little Panda Onigiri. And this is blue. I did show a pink version before, but that is the blue version of it. So that was all the Shijo store, which is the one that's on like the main street. Again, if you're in Banff, it's like Banff Ave, but for Kyoto. This is actually their second location, which is in Teramachi, which is, it's a 5-minute walk. They're side by side practically. But I like going to both because they both end up with different stock of stuff. And so basically we have stuff here that I could not get at the main store. So let's just separate this up because then we can just do all the colorways together. Budgets. Yeah, and it was 3 years ago as well when I was there with Caroline. I ended up getting a lot of, oh, I didn't get the blue version of that. Or it ended up in a different bag. I thought there was a blue version. No, whatever. Anyway, when I was there with Caroline in May of 23, there was a lot of neon like florals and stuff like that, like the stuff that we were using. Yeah, I know. Cheap, but look at these itty bitty kitties. They're so tiny. Like they are smaller than my fingernail. I can cover them with a finger. Easy peasy. This one's saying Mew Mew. What is this? I can't. Oh my God. Glasses have to come off. I'm going with you. Mouth watering. Snoring. Hi, cat. Anyway, it's on this like, oh my goodness, this one with a little bow. Probably could look at it and like see like see all the different ones. And they're also wearing glasses. And then this is done until it's got munchkin legs, but it just looks like Flynn. Like, wrong color, obviously. Yes, Viv, you'll have to watch from the beginning. I don't know if when these are gonna make the rounds in. They'll definitely be in for Knit City, Calgary. I hope. I think they have to be. I don't think I have enough fabric for Knit City, Calgary. If I'm at the production level I want to be at. But we'll see. Who knows what kind of curveball the rest of the year is going to throw. Pink. Sorry. Vanilla Fleck. And obviously the cats pop a little bit different. And then we got budgies. I have a lady in Calgary that loves budgie bags. So I was like, do you want these budgie fabrics? And she's like, oh my God. I'm like, yeah, I got them. Don't worry. They're adorable. So there's budgies and parakeets on navy, budgies and parakeets on pink. Dallas is like, those are the same fabric. I'm like, no, they're different colors. Yes. No. Oh, wildest coincidence while I was there though. This is Norma Taylor House. I'd been there earlier in the day and then went back while Norma Taylor like main store was cutting all my fabrics because hey, awesome, they sent me out. And we'd done some other shopping, so we went to the Pokemon Center and we did the Nintendo shop, blah 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 blah. And I'm like walking down the aisle with my bolts, and I was like, I feel like I recognize this woman, and I was like, but that's crazy. No, I recognize the woman. She like looked behind her, and she's Japanese, and she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm in your way." And I'm like, "Wait, I recognize that voice," because it's very Calgary accent, and like Southern Albertans have like, and Canadians, but this area has a specific accent, and it's wild to hear it out of context. But I've met her at both Japanese events because she's Japanese Canadian, or Canadian Japanese. And as well as like Fibre events. She's come to Ancient Arts multiple times. I'm pretty sure she volunteers with the frickin' Stampede breakfast, actually, now that I think of it. Anyway, shout out to her. I was like, do you live in Calgary? And she's like, yes. And I'm like, oh my God. And she's like, oh, you're the lady who makes the bags. And I'm like, yes, I'm here buying fabric, so you get the like preview and all of that. So it was wild. Like, in what world most of the time, well, obviously this world, would you run into someone from your hometown that you run in the same circles with at the fabric shop halfway around the world at the same time without planning it, right? Like, what a wild coincidence. Anyway, budgies. The memory was triggered because we were buying these fabrics when that occurred. Cotton linen, we got Seigai Ha, Ninja Cats, I guess. Yeah, and this angry-ish looking chef, which is super cute. This is another one where we have more. This one I did get 3 meters of as well because, again, I was like, oh, yeah. I'd been doing 2 meters, but I looked at it. I'm like, with that pink and blue cat, and like, it's just too good. I really hope. Now looking at this, I'm like, oh no, it's coca. Okay, I'm like, that looks like a North American fabric too. Damn it, it's not. And then we've got it in a blue version. Again, that pink cat, love it. And then a pink version, because I'm a sucker for different like color variations on fabric. It is actually very directional. I did not realize that. I know, the world is so much smaller than we think. It's just such a wild coincidence, because if I had been 15 minutes later, 15 minutes earlier, like, just meant to run into each other at that point, right? I was like, oh, I should have gotten a picture with her. That would have been fun. And I totally forgot. And she was gone by the time we were done, so. These little dudes again, because we totally need birds skateboarding and rocking out to music and wearing baseball caps backwards, winking at us. Wink. Choo. And then we totally also need it in 2 colorways. This one's got a bow tie. It's even better, I think. Actually, I like the little skateboard ones. Yeah, the skateboards are, oh, they're so good. And the yellow and the red on it shouldn't work, but it works so well. And then we've got the sheep. We've got blue sheep. And their little faces and feetsies are navy. And then they're like sideways and they're front forward, and they're all very happy. And we've got yellow ones with, this looks like it's actually black faces, and little black feet. Very bright, cheerful, like gold yellow. And then we've got these guys, which have little gray faces and are on aqua. Little cotton puff sheep for sure. And then we've got the donut cats, which, how could I get out of there without donut cats? And sweets cats. Actually, I think they're all donuts. No, that's a lie. There's little like fruit tart ones too. And cupcakes. Now I want sweets. We ate so much food the first couple of weeks in Japan. I'm pretty sure that's how the kids were coping with jet lag, is just eating all the time. Yeah, that one was like, this one's pink and the donuts are different colors. No, they're not. Yes, they are. This one has blue donuts on it rather than purple donuts. And then this was like, what would this be? Like a pastel aqua sort of color. All right. So those are all the cottons and cotton linens. All the new fabrics, at least. Now we get to go in and we can do the obi and the kimono. Right? Cats on food are the best, or cats as food. Like the sushi neko trend that was a while ago. Wait. Oh, there's totally more fabric in there. I just remembered that I was like, wait, I had cats that had... Okay, it's really fucking messed up. It's a messed up fabric. But it's like sushi chef cats making cat sushi for cats to eat. Yeah. It's a sushi cat. Yeah, what is it? Oh my God, how would you describe it? So it's a restaurant for cats to go eat sushi made from cats. I am positive I have that. So it must have gotten mixed in with the obi and kimono. So let's head into that. Because they had 3 colorways of it. It wasn't as good as some of the ones that I've seen previously. Like, so the one that I have in the forest green and the red, I actually prefer, because I find that the color's more vibrant. But, yeah, I wonder where it ended up. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. It's not like we don't have enough fabric, I know. But now I'm like, where's sushi cats? Maybe they got replaced by the marshmallow cats. I don't know. All right. I actually ended up focusing in a lot on the kimono, I think. Although when I think when I packed it, I ended up finding more obi. Prices have dropped actually for a lot of the obi and kimono, so I'm not complaining about that. And then I randomly found a bunch even in well, not a bunch, but I found some in Osaka as well, which was super nice. When I was actually out with my friend and her husband, and they're like, oh, it's really cheap. And I'm like, yep, and that's why we use it. But like, it's not, It's cheap compared to what the cost of it was new, I guess. And we do get a lot of fabric out of it. And that is also coming from Canada versus Japan as well. Where, yeah, our conversion rates are quite good right now. I was not complaining about it, that's for sure. I think actually overall they ended up being, they went in our favor while we were there too, meaning that like they ended up going to be a better exchange rate. A word of warning, if you do head over, check your conversion rates on your cards, because a lot of places are like, do you want to convert? And there's always like a 4% commission rate, but most of the time your card probably has a better conversion rate, to be honest. So like for ours, for foreign transactions, it's 2.5%. Whereas if the hotel charged us, it would be a flat 4% no matter what. Okay, we're going to do the kimono first to the best of my ability. Oh, I totally, yep, nope, we did not end up with the sushi cats. Interesting. Okay, so yeah, they got swapped out for the marshmallow friends. That's fine. Considering the chaos that my order always is, that's a pretty small exchange of fabrics. And they were also, it was one of those ones where it's like, yes, and then it's kind of like looking at them, well, online, and then looking at them in person, I was like, they're not as vibrant as I usually like. Okay, so these are, let's see. Okay, yeah, I did not lose track of any of the chat. So these are kimono and hori. So the kimono is the traditional robe for Japan. And we typically end up using these in our kimono bags. So the traveler slings, they'll also go into the Dundurn totes and the tote, like the Dundurn Aberdeen mashup. Potentially, actually I didn't think of this before, but they would probably make really cute pockets on the, I just got really cold. But they probably make really cute pockets on the Cambridge as well. So swap the wax canvas for the obi and kimono. Obi are typically the exteriors. Some of these are good enough and like patterned enough that they might actually end up being exteriors as well, but that'll be a decision based on vibes, and that's it. My decision. Or if I'm waffling about what to use them for. Anyway, so we typically, when I'm looking at kimono, I'm looking for a very like repetitive pattern, and stuff that like is busy but not too busy. So like this fit the bill perfectly. Navy, yellow, and red. These desperately need to air out. I got to figure out a way to air them out in this new house because I haven't bought a lot of kimono since we moved. And we do not have enough pony wool for me to hang them all out anymore. This is one of the ones that might actually become an exterior as well. It's got this really cool pattern. It's woven, and it's got like pinks and blues and navy. I think the background I would qualify as probably a black with a navy undertone. And I can't tell if it's lined. 1 second. It is not lined. That is unusual. So it is just the kimono. Oh, that's wild. That'll actually be easier to pick apart though. But yeah, so that would be a good one to use actually for bags, probably, like exteriors. Now, I don't unfold these while I'm there or anything like that, so there might still be like some surprises on condition. Sometimes the surprise is that, oh, this one's really short. It's like, whoa. It's shorter than my cutting table. Whew. So that tells me that it was a custom make then. And it's even still got its stay stitching in the kimono sleeve, so it's very likely that it was cleaned before, like maybe not before this event, but like before it was sold to whoever bought it for this event or whatever. I don't know exactly how a lot of these kimono come to be in the flea market or the temple market, but sorry, now I gotta check how long this one is comparatively, because I'm like, that one I think is pretty short. Oh no, that's about right. Okay, never mind. just never like laid it out that way, I guess, before. Anyway, I don't typically, like, well, I don't know how most people come to have these kimono. I figure a lot of it's probably estate sale. There's an overproduction of cheap kimono in some ways. Same problem as what we're having in some cases. And then, like, where do you wear it? Or you wear it once, sort of thing. And stuff like that. So, all right. This one feels like it might actually be silk. It's got the really nice... if it's not, it's a very high quality polyester. It's got the hemp leaf pattern in the back, and then it's got these like splotches of floral pattern as well. Overwhelmingly the black, it's black, and then like a dot print blue. Really like that one. This is another one that I suspect might actually be silk. It's kind of a pointillism with a, yeah, you can see that there is actually a pattern in the back. I can't tell you what it is from my point of view, but on camera that looks like momiji and florals. That's what we're going to go with. This one is overwhelmingly navy, red. Let's like see how the patterns are very repetitive. It's going to make like a really good lining for a bag. Most of these are also lined, so we'll be able to actually use this as well. This is mostly what I end up using for pockets, like on zipper pockets and stuff like that, where you're not going to see the fabric as much. This one is an overall print, probably stenciled, based on what I know of kimono making, which is very little, to be fair to myself and everyone else. But like it looks like it's probably stenciled, and this feels, man, a lot of these still have their stay stitching in the kimono sleeves, so that's excuse me, very interesting to me. Stay stitching in the kimono sleeves and like and stuff like that tells me that it's probably been cleaned recently, or like again before it was stored or whatever. Which is interesting. Okay, I don't think that was folded correctly, but realistically we're also going to be taking them apart fairly rapidly, so it's not like they're going to be stored in a cupboard for decades in this folded state. This one's really cool. It's like this shot through pink with all these like colorful threads in it. So it's gorgeous. And it's got a pink lining. Most of these were in pretty good shape, which I'm very pleased to see. There's definitely some that were not. I passed on a lot of those because I'm like, I don't have as much time for that right now. This one's definitely a polyester, but it's just so cute. Like polka dots on this, like bright polka dots on navy. Can't go wrong with that. And I definitely got the kimono and the haori of that one as well. This one's just a bunch of like pointillism, segai-ha, little white dots on red. Oh God. And the camera's like, I give up. This one's an all over print of just like momiji with little swirlies. All of the kimono, except for like one or two. Oh yeah. Yeah, I think one or two didn't come from Toji. I cannot remember which ones. But I'm pretty sure there's a couple that did not come from Toji. This one's just cool. Again, it's going to pair with something. I don't know what yet, but I'm sure we'll be able to figure it out. This one does have a texture, so I don't know how it's going to go through on the interfacing. But if it flattens out, it flattens out. Pretty sure this is polyester, so I might actually wash it, and that would take the texture out as well. Momiji with different patterns on blue. This one is, okay, so this is a case where it's stenciled or printed in such a way that it looks like it's the little shibori knots. It is not. It's just, it's mimicking that. The sheen is very silver, which is cool. And it's got this like overall floral pattern through the whole thing. So fun. This one is falling apart because it was packed somewhere else and I've been handling it. But it's got like, again, probably stenciled. Overall motifs, some houses. It's got quite a bit of take up there, so we're going to have quite a bit of extra fabric when I actually let it out. Florals and momiji, and pretty sure this is indicating bamboo because it's the like spriggy leaves. Maybe willow, but I think that's bamboo probably. Just a really nice warm background color as well. Oh no, I didn't. I was like, I think I bought this one to be because it's a holiday, and then it turned out to be pajamas, but it's not. No, this is a full kimono. But the color, raspberry color. It's got neps in it, so if you're familiar with that from knitting and stuff like that, it's like the slubs in the fabric, black neps. And actually looking at it, it is in amazing condition. Like to the point this doesn't look like it maybe was even worn. Because there's not even any staining under the sleeves or anything like that. So, oh, there's like a green mark inside. Oh no. Oh, from the snap. That's it. So the snap got damp and transferred green to the interior. It's not even on the back though. So we're not worried about that. That is a very soft interior. I love this, like, this portion of the ombre. I don't know why, but most kimono seem to have this ombre on the, like, hem and, like, around the edges. It's probably, actually, never mind. It's like, why do they have this? But it's because you can see it in some places. So you can see it around the hem. And so, and then you can't see it along here because that's a big, you can see it here, but you can't see it there. Oh my God, that's why. Because that white would be extremely stark against this, but peep in this pink, it's just like, oh, it's just a little bit different fabric, so it looks fine. Yeah, I like that one. This one's what I would qualify as true mauve, and then it's got a bunch of like sprigs in it that look like grass. Simple, super gorgeous. This one as well, it's like pinstripe, obviously this raspberry and the blue with the raspberry with the blue with silver, raspberry with the silver, and then I think it alternates. Yeah. And then there's little threads of silver in between a couple of those demarcations. This one. Some of these are so sneaky when you're actually buying, right? So it's like, you gotta, like, I like opening them up because this one, I think this might actually be true shibori. It doesn't have the texture, but that doesn't mean it didn't come out in steaming. But it might have been dyed with that instead of like printed with it. Anyway, it's also the texture of the fabric behind. It's got like a floral texture motif. And then this like, this cube motif over top too. Extremely subtle, very gorgeous, super heavy comparatively to some of the others. We've got this one's super cute because it's very abstract, but it's totally little cranes, little origami cranes on purple. It's a really good purple. There is again that texture in the floral, so it gives it a lot more dimension. And then actually its edge is red. Whoa. Whoa, it's actually got a full red lining pretty much around all its edges. That's super cool. And then if it's, yeah, like look at, again, it doesn't even look like it's maybe been worn. Like if it was worn once. I'm like, it does feel like it might be a blend or something like that. Maybe polyester, maybe not. Anyway, if you're wearing a kimono, the snap in the back here is always to be able to snap your collar down so that then it folds proper. I will fold these better before I go to store them. Please do not be concerned. Some sort of floral, but I am not 100% sure, but it's a nice neutral color. White dot details. Oh God, just zoom in and don't freak out about it. Oh yeah, this one is also spectacular. So this one actually has a embossed fans is what I would qualify it as, which are actually showing up quite nicely. And then it's got these fans painted on top. So yeah, these fans are like here. And it's just like nice yellow. Oh, and there's some florals there that I didn't see before. Yay! Anyway, well, when we open these up properly, I'll probably be super shocked. Oh yeah, this was the one that I bought for Hawaii, and then I realized that's probably pajamas because of the ties. Whatever, we'll still reuse it. It's super cute. I love the stripes on it, and then it has like some slubby black flecking in there too. This is a nice overall pattern. It's got a texture to it. I'm like, which way is up? This way is up. Very floral, but like that would be, this would make a gorgeous lining for like one of those Cambridge just by itself. No OB required sort of thing. Yeah, just like spectacular. That's the hori that matches with that kimono. So the hori is the jacket you wear over top of your kimono. I'm actually really tempted to keep this one for myself. I did. Ooh, look at that interior. All right, so like obviously I didn't open this up. Well, if this doesn't make it into the cuts, just know that I'm wearing it to my shows because I need a couple more hori. I did find one for myself and it's really long, but like that's super cute. And I really appreciate that lining. Like that's such a fun lining. What the heck? I know, that was totally a surprise. And like, look at it. It's even like worked into the gusset on the side and stuff like that. Oh, that's so fucking cool. Okay, nope, never mind. That's mine. I have a blue and I have my like Cosmo one and now that one. Anyway, I have the kimono to cut up. So like lucky happenstance. This is like little, if I were to pick this up in North America, I would say they're daisies with red and white yellow dots as their centers. So that's what we're going to go with. They're little flowers with yellow and red dots in the center on navy. Now I gotta, okay, most of the time, oh, this one's got a pink, oh, interesting. This one's definitely been, as far as I can tell, probably reworked. Look at that. That does not look like it was probably the lining that it would have had originally. So that's fun, actually, too. Yeah, and the stitching on the bottom is actually, this one's been reworked. That is so cool, because it also does not have it snap up here. And I'm like, I don't know what that fabric content is, but this interior, this is definitely cotton. Yep. And then I think the bottom is, and then the running stitch here is not as necessarily professional as you would see from like an actual kimono shop. So probably what's happened is it's been reworked either for height or the lining got destroyed. I would say probably the lining got destroyed because I don't think you would normally see, again, normally most of these are like, the red makes sense, but I don't think the pink does. Yeah, and those running stitches are, not that I can do any better with a running stitch, but they're definitely less, oh, those ones aren't as bad, but this side is like a little bit more skippy than I think a kimono shop would allow to leave their building. Interesting. Oh, that's super cool. Okay. Not as surprising as that Hawaii, but now we got to open them all up. Same idea. Nice, just overall motif. Obviously, I have not opened up the majority of these, so like surprises abound. Whoa, this one is long. There we go. Okay, so this one's probably one like that I could wear. It's probably long enough for that. It's close to 6 feet long. It's probably exactly my height actually. So about 5'8". Yeah, and see, so this is where it's like, this is definitely shop lining. It's definitely polyester though. Interesting. I actually prefer the fact that the other one had a cotton lining in it. very, very thin. We won't be able to use this fabric. It snaps at the top. But again, like, it doesn't look like this was even worn. And this has a little bit of texture on it that may or may not come through after interfacing, but we'll see. Okay. And then we have two more. So this one's cool because it's like a speckle. Wait, yeah. Speckle, pink speckle, and then it's got this like little geometric motif here on the sleeves as well. Now I'm gonna just open all these up. This one's definitely been worn. So this is where it's like, okay, this shouldn't have transferred to the front, but like you can see that someone has worn this kimono. But like there is no damage to the front as far as I can tell. Or the exterior fabric. That's, I think, the main reason that most of these are lined. Looks like they might have gotten like pen ink in here. No, nothing that drastic. But yeah, like that's underarm wear. So some of the things I'm looking for when I'm looking at the kimono, at least cursory, is stuff like that. Like, is it on the exterior? Oh yeah, this one definitely got worn. Or not stored correctly, who knows? Probably worn. And yeah, and it's actually, I don't think those wrinkles are from me either. But there's a lot on the bottom here we can use. It's like, it seems like the white takes the most amount of damage anyway. Typically, not all the time. But yeah, there's a lot of fabric there still. And let's just make sure it didn't transfer anything ridiculous to the back. Exterior, nope, we're good. Excellent. All right, and then this last one's really cool too. So it's like a silver, but it's like got all these little craggly, sparkly bits, which is super cool. And actually definitely been worn as well. It's got some creasing in there that I have never seen on a kimono before. That's really heavy creasing. Oh yeah, it's, ooh. I wonder if this is older than I thought it was. So most of the time I'm assuming that I'm working with kimono that like have been produced in the last, 30, maybe 40 years. And that looks, I guess if it's a heavy use kimono, maybe. But yeah, it definitely has some wrinkles in there that hopefully will press out now that I've opened it up. But it's pretty. It's so it's all like craggly between these like rocks sort of thing. Yeah. That one needs more airing out than the others probably. Okay. Now the creme de la creme. I don't know. It depends, I guess. It depends if you're more into the obi, if you're more into like the cotton linens. But now it is cotton linen time. Those are going to take up so much more room now that I've like spread them wide. Whoops. Oh well. Let's scoot them this way because the obi do have to remain folded or else they take creases way faster. Alrighty. We got some pretties. We definitely got some pretties this time. And I did go check out my secondhand stores that I knew existed in the area, like in Kyoto. But their prices were like 3 to 4 times. Well, okay, starting at double and like increasing very rapidly to 3 to 4 times what I was paying at Toji and what I remember paying there previously. So, no. We did not purchase from them. But it's still good to know because it's like, sometimes the trips can't align with the temple markets. I always work my best to align them. Like, that's why I'm not going until October again. Besides the fact that, like, I'm not even really going to have a chance to get a lot of these into my stock before. But it's like, that's also the only dates that actually align with Dallas being home. And temple markets, and it's not even going to align with Toji. It'll align with Kitano, which is like out in the boonies of Kyoto, basically. And by boonies, I mean it's like a 38-minute bus ride from Kyoto Station. Yeah, the kimono would actually work quite well, especially the men's kimono, because most of the time the men's ones are cotton, but you can also end up getting stuff. Silk ones, that's the stuff. Or you could sew one because it's basically just rectangles. Or you can like backseat drive him sewing himself one. He's got to buy the fabric, right? So, all right. Obi time. We're going to start with ones that are on the chair so I can sit down again. I'm pretty sure we've had this motif before, but it's gorgeous, so who cares? And if not, we've had similar ones, but it's definitely silk. It's got kind of that double shot where it's red on one side and then the other side it's silver. It's got quite a few motifs. Tell me why I also carried my like traveler sling templates there and then didn't take it at all. Oh well. But yeah, so there's going to be at least 2 there. So I'm pretty sure there's going to be a tote, and then we'll figure out maybe a traveler sling from here or here. Actually, that probably works right there, to be honest. I haven't like laid anything out yet. I like how I was like, I gotta be more careful with the over, and then I totally unfold the whole goddamn thing. Ugh, get it. Anyway, if you want to see how to fold it, you give me 1 second, and I'll set up the like OG folds because I don't have room on my desk right now. Okay, so if you need to refold your obi because you're dumb and unfold it when you don't want to, you're going to take it and you got to take this up here and make a triangle. And then you see how it lays down nice and flat? Yeah, basically just follow those fold lines. So it goes. My benefit being that these have been folded for so long that they still have the majority of their fold marks in. That is a stay stitch. Okay, and then here and here. Actually, no, that was too little. Also, don't follow my advice because it's been years since I've properly folded obi. There, that's close enough. This one I won't be able to use a lot of the back fabric because looks like it's actually damaged. But that's okay because the front is fine. Or at least it's good enough for what we need to make from it. Bunch of massive butterflies. They're gorgeous. And there's so many here. Super excited for that one. But yeah, there is actually more marking on here than I saw at the market. That's okay. All right, and then this one is like both subtle and the flashiest one you're gonna get. Look at it. It's like almost egregious, but it's just gorgeous. And there's, again, so much obi to work with. So much pattern. The back is not in the best situation again, but well, that can go into my scrap bags. At least these ones are easier to fold. Okay, they both like smell like Japan, so yay, and they smell like mothballs, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that's the scent that I associate with Japan is mothballs. This one is really fun. The main reason I picked it up, I'm pretty sure it goes this way. Main reason I picked it up is because of this blue and the like green pops against that like gold. It's a very interesting texture. Yeah, it's like a Chirimen back as well. So we'll have to cut around like that. But spectacular. We're discovering what these are. Ooh, the sky. Side by side, because if it's not folded, so with these ones that are heavily embroidered like this, or like where I have an option of like turning them out, I do typically try to fold it so that the bare side is exposed, but that doesn't always happen. I'm also not going to go through and refold every freaking like obi. Anyway, this is a bunch of floral motifs on black, kind of like hills of floral motifs. And the black, like this one actually looks like it might be one of the ones that's in better condition than most. This one is in worse condition than I expected, but that's okay. We can make it work. It's a half size obi. I think these ones are called Hanahaba maybe or something like that. Anyway, it's folded in half. So what we'll have to do is we'll have to open it up along its fold line. There's some probably soy staining there at the end, but super cute. It's like super rich oranges, some yellows that are shimmery, and then it's all on this kind of like off-white patterned background. And basically what I mean when it's a half obi is this would be like the front of one of these other obi that we've just been looking at. So don't typically do a lot of orange, but obviously make exceptions. This one's just a nice, cute, all over pattern. Again, a lot of fabric. This one might actually, now that I'm looking at it closer at home, this might end up becoming like the interior of a bag instead of, well, we'll do both, but like with that much, probably a lot of interiors. There is a little bit of running. This is why you don't wash your obi and kimono. If you want to get stuff cleaned, make sure to do it in Japan. Yeah, I'm considering what Dallas needs to do this year. I think it's going to be a lot of, if I cut this to this size, can you interface it for me, please? And then he could go in with templates. He's smart. He's smart. He could do it. This one almost got swooped on me. I was going to throw hands if it did, because look at this. I was like at a booth and I was there with my friend and I'm like, oh, that blue one with the like motif on it. And another foreigner reached for it. And I'm like, no, mine. I got so territorial. It actually kind of scared me. Anyway, but like, look at that. And it's like, it's, okay. It is one of the smallest motifs I have seen, like most delicate motifs I've seen on an obi ever. This is something that I'd expect more out of like a kimono or something like that. I love it. Oh, right. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to actually make another triangle. Here, I'm going to actually. So you've made that triangle up here. Hopefully. I think we're triangled. Yeah, there we go. And then you're supposed to come in here and make another triangle here. So it goes in, because then you can fold it back and forth instead of making a great big lump. And in. Impromptu folding lessons for kimono, obi, not kimono. Actually, I think, oh no, that's the right way, because it's still like ingrained in the fabric. And then you fold it back. And I think this one just folds back on itself here. Yeah. There we go. Then this one, actually, my friend picked out. This is not a color scheme that I would typically go for myself, but look at it. She's gorgeous. So we both thought it was floral. Well, she thought it was floral. I thought it was some sort of fruit. And then I got it back to the hotel room and I opened it up and I'm like, oh, it's bamboo. Because this is bamboo in the back. Very, very bright and cheerful. Pretty sure I got to make that friend a bag. Oh my God, look at that color in the back. It's like emerald. And then this, if you can see it on screen, I think you can, is like plum blossom branches. Anyway, the kids adored being in Japan with her, and all of that. So yeah, probably need to make her a bag. And this is a really cool, just like subtle one. It's mountain motif, mountain forest with like varying shades. I don't quite know how we're going to use it yet because they blend into each other so much. But whatever we make is going to be gorgeous because like the background up here too is like opalescent colored. Super gorgeous. And then actually it looks like it's in fairly good shape all over. So we'll have a lot of fabric on the back to match up with it as well. That's going to make some, actually that's going to make some nice totes. I need to find a good charcoal gray for some of this stuff. And then, because who can avoid a shiny obi like this? And like, it just keeps going. This is very reminiscent, and I feel almost like it might be made by the same people that made that one with the fans that we got. Because like, look at that. That looks very, like, eerily similar to that one. So I have a feeling it might be from the same factory or workshop. Workshop, I'm pretty sure most obi are still handmade in some capacity. This is not. Well, I start to say that. Whew, stinky. Yeah, it's printed. Okay. I'm pretty sure this is not woven, it's printed, because it's also, there is a little bit of flaking in the middle, but honestly, overall, it's in really good condition. I know, right? Like, just, holy fuck. Just wait. Just wait. The next one is like, actually, there's two more. I'm gonna pull the two that are like super spectacular that I got. These three are all from the same vendor. So she must have like, see, that's the thing. Maybe they get them from like factory sales or what? This one reminds me of Klimt's The Kiss. Like that very Art Nouveau, he's bending over her, like kissing her. That's what this one reminds me of. Again, same thing, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's printed. But like there is some iridescence happening in the dots right here. Yeah, like on the edges here. I really, really like this one. I think I might like this one a little bit more than that other one. But then, just wait. So this one's cool because look at the back. The back's got this really cool geometric pattern. Cosmic Klimt. Yeah, that's a good description of it. Look at this exterior. Again, very Klimt. And then it's got that iridescence like the fan one does too. It only has 3 motifs on it, but I figured this is, the rest of it makes up for it, whatever. So this is the one motif that I actually bought it for. It's like mountains with plum blossoms. And then there is a motif of, the pine and the plum here. And then I think there's only, and then right at the very bottom, there's the little like bamboo branch. But like, the rest of it's so gorgeous. And just even for this one, it was worth it. At the price point it was at least. So, and like that's gonna make some cool shit. So anyway, so those were all from the same vendor. So it feels like they're probably all from the same maker. And then like just different themes, right? So yes, and then so I didn't see the geometric pattern until I was back in the like hotel room and opened it up. I'm like, and so that's like, so good. So good. All right. We still have some other spectacular ones, but I think those 3 are definitely my favorites. And that blue one, the really delicate one. This one is just fun. I don't know. It's like stormy sea. And then there's not much to it. Honestly, it's a 1-layer obi. This is it. Like there is no more. Oh no, it's folded back on itself. But there is nothing else. No, it's not even folded back on itself. That is it. But it's so pretty. Oh, it's folded back there. Okay. And it's just simple. I love it. Like, it's just a nice, simple, actually looking at it, it's in extremely good shape. Yeah, we'll make some fun stuff with this one. We're going to pop it right now while I'm sitting here because there's literally like 2 seams. At least that one. Because if I pop this one, it's a little bit easier to like fold. Yeah, it's a wave motif and it's silver too, which like, I do find more silver, dusty, more silver in the kimono and like obi department, I think. But yeah, there isn't overall, like gold is definitely more prevalent in Japanese motifs, which I guess kind of makes sense. Okay. Now in this case, because these are all loose, as I catch my finger on it, I will be very careful to make sure that it gets folded to the interior as best we can, because then it's not getting snagged in the shelving. This one's cool. It's very subtle, at least for here, but there's like this printed, again, iridescent like coating, and then we've got some really nice like gold. There's a tote bag right there for sure. And then the back is actually in really good shape too, so we'll be able to use a lot of that as well. This one, look at this one. That's upside down. It goes this way, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it goes that way. The ombre gradient on this one is so good. Oh my God, like just stunning. And then the threads that are used for the sakura here are like iridescent, which you won't be able to see, I guess. But any of the white threads on here have like an iridescent shimmer. The stems themselves are opalescent. The back is really nice, actually. I didn't even look at the back. I just looked at the ombre and I'm like, fuck yeah, I need it. That pink to white. And yeah, the whole thing just has a like shimmer, a like iridescent shimmer to it. Not yet. We're not done yet, Wendy. Strap in. There's probably about a dozen left. Maybe. We're not counting. Very same idea to the fan one that I just showed. I'm like a little bit different color palette. This one's a little bit more orange, but it's like dappled. And then it's got these leaves on it. I don't know what the leaves are. I do know that they are a Japanese leaf. No shit, Sherlock. But it's like iridescent-y, rainbowy oil spill leaves. Just not dark. And then this is like a dappled iridescent coating almost. An orange, like orange without being like orange, which is nice actually. Because I definitely didn't buy some of the obi because all that was left was like, we're on orange obi. And I'm like, oh, no wonder you're in the like discount pile. Sorry. I'm sorry. But it was like a little bit too much. This one's really fun. It has these big motifs in the middle. What the fuck is going on there? Okay, these flowers feel a lot colder than the surrounding material. That was a weird sensation. Hi, cat. It's a good thing it's a black obi. She didn't get any more white hairs while we were gone. Anyway, big motif in the middle. Yeah, I don't like touching that. Why is it so cold compared to everything else? It must be the metallic thread. I wonder if it's actually gold. That'd be cool. Because sometimes it is. Anyway, it alternates between Dahlia. So a big middle motif is always the same, but then it alternates between blue and green and blue on the sides. Really good shape, as far as I can tell. So why is it so cold? Weird. Like I know it's cold in the basement, but I've never had it like, yeah, the motif be colder than the surrounding fabric. Wild. Okay. This one I think was, nope, never mind. Okay, so this is another very bright, again, a lot of orange, which is fun here. It's another like bamboo motif, actually. I love how the leaves pop and then the like background like bamboo stalk is actually a different texture is how they're indicating it. It's not even the same texture as the back of the obi, which is wild. I haven't actually seen the whole motif. Large. So that's probably going to end up being like totes or something like that, to be honest. And then this in the background is like a silver. This is where I find some of the Japanese aesthetic very different. Yes, that's what it is. That's why I like the orange-green combos, because it's very fresh and citrusy. And it is time for fucking spring. Japan wasn't even that. Like, there was some nice days, and then we got to Disneyland and we got like poured on, as per usual. Anyway, off-white back, but like this is like silver and gold, and then there's gold in here, and then this is full silver, like it's cold. Okay, warm silver, almost like a white gold. Let's put it there. Gold. Then there's silver in here, and then this is like a true cold, like actual silver. So it's like such a wild mix of colors. That must be part of the transition, the back. Oh, it's the transition, but it's wild because it's like the actual color of the background is this like white gold, whatever. It is gorgeous. It's nice and fresh. You're right. That's a good description for it. This way. Again, try to keep the plain side out as best I can typically. This one is also spectacular. It's very subtle colors. Pretty sure that back is silk. It's embroidered mostly, I think, over top. Silver sheen. Oh, I'm like totally looking at it off camera. And then these are all like, I cannot tell if they're sakura or plum or what, but they're gorgeous. And then peonies. And then the back is an off-white, which is in extremely good shape. And I really like the color transitions on these because it's like pink and purple and blue and oh, it's so gorgeous. And the shimmer, it's so shiny. Sorry, I moved the camera down and so now I'm like doing everything like above, like at the camera view that I had previously. Oops, sorry. This one is like little balls of different motifs. And then you got some plum blossoms, some sakura, some momiji, which are the maples, peony, chrysanthemums, I think. And then whatever this, I think this is a representation of plum blossoms there. Again, a gold on a silver background. It's not something that you typically see, at least in North America. Predominant color palette is pink and purple with like some yellow and some bluey, like aqua-y. Aqua, let's call it aqua, based on the color trend that I can see here. So this is going to be some really fun, like, this is why we need some charcoal, I think, like wax canvas and things, because that would look really good with a charcoal wax canvas. And then this baby is just gold. That's what it feels like. Anyway, it's got, I figured out what these guys are. It's this like big 3-leaf motif with the flowers coming out the top. It's actually based on the Paulownia, Paulownia. And it's a traditional like family crest and etc. I really enjoy these pops of blue here. It's gold, but there's also like a lot of red. Not 100% sure what we're using this for. I think it's going to make some really pretty traveler slings. It's got an orange backing, which is very interesting. It's like, so it is a very heavy obi because it's very highly like, actually, is it? I said that and then I was like, is it actually a heavy obi? No, it's not really a heavy obi considering how much extra thread is on top. Anyway, but the backing is actually a very, it's not like a twill, but it is almost a twill. Very interesting, like, construction. It's very sturdy. I'm now super curious to see what's on the inside. Excuse me. Apparently, oh yeah, it's been almost 3 hours. That makes sense. I know that's not this is not the point of tonight, but when else are we actually going to open these up right now? Who knows? Who knows? Soon. Well, they'll have to air out. Ha ha ha. Oh, so smooth. Okay, interesting. So it's got like a stiffener more than it has a interesting. So this is like what's inside the obi. So it's like I would qualify this more as a stiffener than an interfacing in some ways, because it's heavier and like it doesn't take shape as much. Obviously, if I was to fold and give it a crease, it would, but it's not going to like deform as easy, I guess, might be the better description. The cow is just digging around in a bag. It's like, don't dig around in the bags, dork. Cat. This one is, again, It's interesting. I really like the pink on this one. I think I mostly bought it for the pink. Again, that white gold kind of background. The floral pattern is very different from what you typically see in Japan, at least in this era. Probably drawing from like a Heian period sort of thing. The backing has a really cool texture, so that'll be an interesting fabric to use. Very stark white up here, which is wild. I don't have much more to say about that one. It's very soft. Hi, cat. This one. This one is probably one of the most interesting ones I purchased. It is a bunch of Heian ladies. Heian, with their 12-layer robes and their very long hair. Think the tail of Genji. And then so the navy has a kind of coating on it, it seems like. And then all the ladies are stitched on top of it. Probably one of the most interesting obi I've purchased ever. So super cool. I really like the color palette there. It contrasts because obviously blue and orange are complementary colors, right? Yeah. It creates a nice strong contrast there. Okay, I'm running out of energy, so I'm glad we're almost done. I haven't been up past out of bed past 9 o'clock for a very long time. Most of the vacation. We were and I am sorry, we are getting snack. I did do snack videos. I did about 6. We didn't do as many as I anticipated because honestly, the snack selection in the Combini was lacking sometimes. But we did do what we could do. And I'll do more when I go back. Because the other part of it is we were so blastedly tired every day because we were going hard along with the kids and regulating for the children that, yeah, anyway. Another ombre. Ombre? Is it ombre or ombra? Ombre sounds more correct. Ombra sounds like I'm talking to a bro. Anyway. Abstract fan with gothic railing pieces. I don't know. Spectacular though. Why I'm saying the gothic railing pieces is like this right here, which is hard to see on camera, but it's kind of it looks like railing spindles. And then down along here, there's some filigree, and then these specifically in the abstract fan. I also, again, I really like this. This is like a peach to off-white. Peach to it's lighter than me. Like that effect, which is super cool. Love it. Smells like Japan in here. Last one, y'all. This one came from Osaka, and it is just the motifs don't end. Yeah, fences, right? It looks like fences, or like stair railing spindles and stuff like that, like the fancy stuff, the fancy things. Get out of here. It's like trying to get into the kimono. Anyway, the last one. This is gorgeous. Motif heavy. Golds, whites. It's really wild because the background is off-white, but the silver really pops on there, and then there's actually white embroidery in the silver that also pops. There's some pink, there's some red, there's some orange, there's some blue, purple. I actually meant to say purple when I said blue. And it's just this thing is just full of it, basically. So we're going to have a lot of bags out of this one. I like it. Yep, and this one is probably the heaviest out of all of them. So that is the current tour. What are we working towards right now? Okay, let's actually turn on the frickin' live overlay so you can see me. Hi, I'm here. Oof. Oh, maybe not. No, it's angry. It's you can't know. Why would we see you? Oh, right. It's because it's a folder. So I actually have to chat with the frickin' webcam. Oh, the webcam capture device. Hi. There we go. Okay. It's you were totally not sitting there right now. Yeah, so we are coming up on April Insanity. Let's just make this bigger so you can actually see me. Which means that we have all of the shows. And then I did also get accepted into Odafest, which is not something that I knew before we left for Japan. So we will be working towards that as well. That's basically a whole, that's a whole other stock. So that we're going to be working hard, as hard as we can. The next steps for the cotton and cotton linen blends is we'll do the wholesale pictures and post them into the fabric catalog for wholesalers. And then moving on from that, we will go in and actually wash and iron everything. So my goal is to get everything washed or photographed this week. Hopefully actually between tomorrow and Monday, because Dallas is home and that feels like less of a waste of time when he's home because I can hang out with everyone. And everything already has to move upstairs to get washed anyway. That's going to go in the fabric catalog. So that's what I'm telling myself. And then after that, we will, so wash, iron. And then I guess it's cutting. I really want to be cutting right now. I also got to finish my taxes. So that's where we're at. We'll see what happens. We definitely need more bags for April. So I think it's time to discuss with Dallas what he's able to help with down in the studio. So we'll see what happens. But I will be back to mostly normal streaming levels here in the next couple weeks. Our first show is, I think, the first week of April. April 11th is Shindig. So we've got a month. We do have a lot of tote bags cut in my favor. I do have all the work that, I started before we left that didn't get finished. So at least there's that. And I think the big thing we're going to focus on is going to be Kato. And so I think that's where I'm going to recruit Dallas. It's like, okay, I'm going to cut the Kato pieces. And then can you tack them down and get them into the steam press for me, please? Because, oh boy, that would actually be the biggest help. Anyway, we'll see what happens. And like I said, I'll be back to chat about everything here on live stream in chaos and in not. So thank you for joining me for the fabric preview. And you'll start seeing these working their way in at least by the summertime. Maybe not for April or May, but definitely for Fibrations and Knit City as well. So I'll chat with y'all very, very soon, and I hope you have a fantastic time wherever and whenever you are. Bye.